Hey, Max Evans, how are you? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Fabulites. This is Angela with another edition of Notes on the News, where I share with you headlines from my news feed, and also sometimes we kick it about what we think about the headlines, the subject matter at large, the article, if we've read it or skimmed it, or whatever else is going on. But it's not news, it's just my notes on the news. I'm Angela. The channel is Be Fabulous You. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification bell because you never know when I'm going to be going live. And you want to be right here, ready and waiting when we get here. Yay! What else? I think that's everything. Dang, I got a little reflection thing going here. Thank you for the like. All right. So we generally, all is well, life is well, busy all over the place. What's up, Kendrick? What up, though? Life is all over the place, as I'm sure everybody else's life is. Hey, Sonya sees. We just keeping it moving, and we connecting as much as we can. So I trust that all is well with everybody. It's good to see all of y'all and be seen and all of that. So whether you're live or hit it on the replay, thanks for jumping in the comments and saying hello, hello. Okay. So we usually start with we're reading essays, and we've been doing it. Oh, they have two cats over there. Sometimes I see one cat sitting in the window, and apparently sometimes I see another cat sitting in the window. I've never seen two, but there apparently are two cats over there. You learn something new every day. But we've been going through from a site called endarkenment.com, Consciousness of Genocide. What's up? What up, though? We've been going through Kwanzaa principles, the Nguzo Saba. Hey, Rowdy Chica. Thank you for your support. Thanks for saying hello and stopping by. We've been going through the Nguzo Saba, which are the 7 principles, as in the 7 principles of Kwanzaa. We've been going through essays. So they have essays on each of the 7 principles. We've been going through them one paragraph at a time. After we do the Nguzo Saba, then we're going to jump to daily words of the Buddha, and then we're going to get right into the news. And in the meantime, in between time, whenever you get the vibration to do it, go ahead and drop in any good news that you have about what's going on with you personally, anything exciting and good and new that's going on with your family and your community and in the world. So go ahead and feel free to drop that in the commentary. It's into time. All right. So we are on the second principle of Kwanzaa. The second principle of Kwanzaa in English is self-determination. In Swahili or Kiswahili, it's Kujichagulia. I always say it's my favorite because I like the way it sounds. Kujichagulia. And I like what it means. Self-determination. What's not to like about determining yourself for yourself? What's not to like? Hey, brother Danubian. It's been a damn minute up in here. Yes, it has. So we are on the second or third paragraph, or maybe fourth or fifth paragraph of Kujichagulia. When I say Habaragani, that means something like, what's the word? You're to say Kujichagulia, and you may not know how to spell it. So I'm just going to tell you right now before we read the paragraph. Kuji, Kuji, Cha, Cha, Gu, Gulia, Kujichagulia. 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 It's kind of phonetic. It's 7-3. You know, 7 and 3 are significant for me. So I have 7 people on the line and 3 likes. Thank you for the likes. Or 7 people that I can see. Okay. So when I say Habaragani, that means what the word, you say Kujichagulia, because we all know that's the word, right? To answer the question of who am I correctly, then is to know and live one's history and to practice one's culture. That's it. That's the whole paragraph. It's a short paragraph. It's just one sentence, but it's a dense and rich sentence. To answer the question of who am I correctly, then, is to know and live one's history and to practice one's culture. What do you know about your history? Are you living your history? Are you living and practicing your culture? You should have 4 or 5 likes by now. I got 5. I know. I feel like I should have 8 people on the line and 800 likes. Go on and like. Go on and subscribe. Go on and get on the line. Okay. Um, so yeah, who am I correctly? If you want to know who you are, you gotta know, not only know your history and your culture, but you have to live your history and your culture. You have to practice your history and your culture. What does it mean to practice your history and your culture? What does it mean to practice your history and your culture? What does it mean to practice your culture? Are you wearing clothes that connect with your culture? Are you styling your hair in a way that connects with your culture? Are you adorning yourself in ways that connect with your culture? Is your home adorned in ways that connect with your culture? My history is the best thing that happened to me in the world. My history is the best thing that happened to the world, says Sonia Sees. Are you practicing your culture and how you speak? Are you practicing your culture and how you move and how you treat other people? Are you practicing your culture and how you relate to yourself, to your family, to your community, and other people? What does it mean to practice your culture for you, for me, for any of us? I mean, I think that's a good question. And what do we identify as our culture? When we're Americans in Africa, he was walking by spraying chemicals. I don't care for the chemicals. I guess it's like bug killer or something. I was covering my face up. He was looking at me like, why is she covering up her face? Doesn't she love chemicals? I'm like, no. Um, so yeah, anyway, I keep my songs in my heart, rhythm, and spirit. Ooh, do we walk like our culture? Do we sound like our culture? Do we sing like our culture? Do we move like our culture? Yeah. Ancient stirrings within. That sounds like poetry right there. Ancient stirrings within. I keep my songs in my heart, in my rhythm, in my spirit. Yeah, it sounds like poetry. All right, so that it. Let us see what the Buddha talking about today. Periodic daily words of the Buddha. If one going down into a river, sing it, Angela. You don't want me to sing. You always be talking about that R&B. I can never remember what it is either. When I'm trying to joke about it, I don't remember. if one if one going down into a river, swollen and swiftly flowing, is carried away by the current, how can one help others across? What's going on in Detroit? Y'all, they having some drama at the Charles H. Wright African American Museum of History. Some people feel that the board of directors is trying to take it away from the people. That's the impression that I've gotten, that they're trying to make it like a bougiefied place again, because it has in the past, to me, seemed to have been a bougiefied place. Like, who is this museum for? It's not for the people. Maybe it's for some people to mix and mingle with important people, but not for the edification and the empowerment of the people. That's what it seemed like in the past. So that's what it seems like some people, yeah. So there have been all kinds of meetings and stuff going on around. I think it's been like 2 or 3. I haven't been to any yet. I haven't been in town for any of them. Or if I was in town, like my schedule just didn't permit. It should be easily accessible to our children. Yeah, that the museum is easily accessible to the children, but I feel like accessible, is it useful to the children? Are they sharing anything with the young people and with the old people that helps us to thrive and to make sense of the world that we're in, and to be of service to our people and our community? If one going down into a river, swollen and swiftly flowing, is carried away by the current, how can one help others across? Now, what that's saying to me, this is the daily words of the Buddha. What that's saying is that we cannot, if you're all emotionally caught up in something, then you can't be of service to other people. That sometimes it serves other people for you to be relaxed about certain things. Like they say, if you're on an airplane, put your oxygen mask on first, because if you're gasping for air, how you gonna help the next person? If you're gasping for mental and emotional air and space, how are you going to help the next person? Must remain centered, says Sonia Sees. Exactly. We got to remain centered. We have to remain balanced. We have to recenter and rebalance and find the center and the balance, even in chaos and confusion. Because if we can't find the center and the balance in chaos and confusion, then how are we going to help our sisters and our brothers and our children and our mothers and our cousins and our uncles and our aunties? I mean, I'm just saying. Yeah, that's all. That's all. We black folks have become easily distracted. Yeah, we have to like, yeah. And I feel like it's a practice too. Like I feel like that's your meditation practice. That's your prayer practice. That's your eating practice. Like the disciplines that we do, whatever your disciplines are, every single discipline adds a layer of strength and centering and balance to you that's of service not only to you, but to your family and your community and to our people. So it's important for us to do the work individually and to do as much disciplined work as we can individually in order to be of the greatest service that we can. Okay. So that's it. That's what the Buddha had to say. I like that. I like it. So let's jump right into the news feed. Has it been 2 weeks? I like what you said about thrive. That is the word. What can we do to help us thrive, says Sonia Sees. Yeah, I think about it all the time because I feel like a lot of times we be like in survival mode. Hey Ayapo, we're in survival mode. Like, how can we survive? And I'm like, shoot, we want more than just to survive. We want to thrive. And that's actually in many ways that's what we're out here doing. Hi Ayapo. Okay, so let us proceed to the news feed. So it's been 2 weeks. Let's see. It's 11:47 now. Can we get through all of this in 2 hours? I think we can. We'll see. Back from Africa. And also that reminds me, 2 hours can sound like a long time. I'm not thriving yet. Well, maybe you are thriving in some way, Sonia. And sometimes I think it's a matter of, they say, what you focus on grows. So if you focus on the areas in which you are thriving, then you'll be thriving in more and more and more areas. That's just my thoughts about it. Okay, back from Africa. This is coming off of the Griot. And I was really annoyed by this headline. I was really annoyed that the Griot even did this story. I don't know why I'm saying it. I'm annoyed with myself for saying it. Look, it's kind of foggy. Right here is kind of like clear. Okay. Back from Africa. 8 lessons we hope Melania Trump learned now that she's returned from her first solo trip abroad. Her first solo trip abroad? Didn't that woman come here as a grown up from her country? Didn't she travel abroad to this country? Is this her first solo? This is totally aside from what annoyed me. Why are we hoping Melania Trump learned anything? Why we care? Why is that even a headline in our publications about us, for us? Who published the Griot? Not true. What kind of daggone story is that for us? It's not for us. I don't like it. Is Vogue magazine right, or just being a diva in a trademark lawsuit against a black designer? So I think in Teen Vogue, and I think they had like a progressive black what is it called, editor in Teen Vogue. Maybe they have somebody else, but they featured, if I understand correctly, a designer, and the designer's brand is called Vogue or something like that. And so they featured it in Teen Vogue, and then I guess Vogue magazine saw it and they say, we suing you for trademark. We're Vogue. We're the only Vogue. You can't use Vogue. We protest. We're suing you for trademark infringement or whatever. So that's what's going on. The first made for Google light bulbs don't require a hub. I don't know anything about how this works, but I guess that there are some. I am familiar with the fact that you can say to uh, Google or to the computer little thing, turn off the living room light or turn on the living room light, and it will. But I didn't know you had to have a special hub or some special thing connected to your light bulb in order for that to happen. I didn't know. But now the first made for Google light bulbs don't require a hub. So for those of y'all who are into that mess. The worst part about the Google Plus breach was the silence. So Google Plus had a breach, like all of these other companies have had a breach. Hear that? Ayapo, like all these other companies have had breaches, and Google Plus, instead of saying we had a breach, 500,000 of y'all's information was compromised. Our Google Plus, little program is not really popular. It's not well known. It's not a lot of y'all that are involved with it. But for those of you who are, your information is out here floating like it's floating from so many other sources anyway. They just decided to keep it silent. Google did. Like all of these other companies, Facebook just had another major breach. Like all of these companies, I mean, I don't know why they would keep it secret. I don't know why they would handle it the way that they handled it. The way that they handled it shows me that, which is not just confirms for me that Google ain't skit, just like Facebook ain't skit, just like none of these corporations are skit. I don't respect or trust none of them. None of them are here for me. That's how I feel. So YouTube is Google. So I feel like now I left Facebook because I feel like Facebook ain't skit and I don't want to deal with them and I don't trust them. They all work for the government, says Sonia Sees. Yeah, I don't trust them. They don't give a F, says Quest. Right. King Quest, aka Consciousness of Genocide. They don't give a, they don't give a care. But anyway, yeah. So I left Facebook over that. And I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna leave the whole digital world, except for here I am on YouTube. So I don't know if I'm like mad enough and annoyed enough with Google and YouTube to leave, but I don't like the way they handle them. But I didn't respect them anyway. I don't respect any of them, really. Cinnamon Coca-Cola now exists in the UK, and it's here just in time for the holidays. Would you eat cinnamon Coca-Cola? I don't even remember what Coca-Cola tastes like exactly. I have a vague memory in my head of cola, like the cola taste. How could we live non-digital? I know. How could we live non-digital? We all have to read the book The Feed and talk about it. It's like a young adult fiction, Feed, Feed, and I think it's called The Feed, but it's like a young adult book. It's real small, quick reading, but it's an easy read and an interesting conversation about how do you live non-digitally and can you live non-digitally. Coke haven't tasted good since the 70s. I'm scared of Coke. I'm scared of a lot of stuff, or I don't know if I'm scared, but it's just like, it just seems so like anti-life and just bad for you, and like it just tear your stuff. I don't know. Y'all know. A bee highway is being created in Detroit, and it could help offset the dangerous decline of honeybees. There's a fly in this car. A bee highway. So what they're doing is they are putting beehives, like places for bees to live and build and all of this stuff, in places where there weren't beehives before, to like kind of create homes and habitats. And I'm sure that they're probably planting flowers and stuff like that around those areas for the bees as well. Because at different times of the years, at different times of the year, bees can eat certain things. So like in the summertime, there's an abundance of food that bees can eat. But in other seasons, you want to be conscientious of planting things that'll be available at different seasons if you're like bee conscious. And also not cultivating, like in your gardens, there are certain things in your garden that you don't cultivate because you're like, well, maybe the bees will eat it or maybe the bees will need it. So they trying to create a bee highway. And I was watching this thing about killer bees. You know where bees are going to the restroom? At the BP station, says Ayapo. Dun dun dun. Um, I was watching this thing after negative streams. Yeah, hey, good. I was watching this thing about like killer bees, and they're killer African bees. And this is the second documentary I've watched about killer African bees. And whenever I've watched them, I've only watched two. I'm always rooting for the killer African bees because I feel like when I watch the story, the bees have been harassed, and I don't blame the bees for protesting. And I'm glad that the African bees are rebelling. That's how I feel when I watch these stories. But anyway, I was like, I wonder if this bee highway, if all of these bees are gonna get together and like revolt and attack the people. That left associate. Huh? Oh, I missed that whole thing. They are racist against those African bees. I know. Culturalists. I'm biased toward them. When I heard that the killer bees were African bees, I was like, well, let me listen more closely to the story. Let me not just assume that they're killer bees and that there's something wrong with them. That there's something wrong with them. Maybe there's something right with them. Maybe I believe in the killer bees. But anyway, this is coming off of the national news, which I thought was interesting. Dang. Okay. About the bees in Detroit, because y'all know I love Detroit. A clothing company wants you to submit an application in order to buy their 320 power to the people. To the people, says Ayapo. A clothing company wants you to submit an application in order to buy their $320 leggings. I love this story. I loved it when I first read it. I got a good laugh out of it. I kind of skimmed it. They want you to submit an application saying, I want to be able to buy your leggings. And then once you submit an application, then they'll look at your Google profile to see if you're up to their standard of high profile, expensive, luxury athleisure wear. So they have, $200 leg or $320 leggings, $200 whatever, but they not gonna sell it to everybody. And you have there's a time period. It's like a week or something. They say they are violent and attack white people, can't control their population, and can't be destroyed. African bees, Sonia Sees is talking about. So I thought that the only thing that would be better about this company that wants you to apply to buy their expensive but clothes is if they charged you an application fee to apply. Like, what if you had to pay $100 to apply to buy their $320 leggings? I just thought that was great. They want to contain the African bees. Yeah, I know. They ain't gonna contain the African bees. Okay, so anyway, I don't know what the name of the company is, and I don't care because I'm not applying to beg you to buy your stuff. Liam Neeson says that a horse he acted with before recognized him on the set of his new movie with the Coen brothers. So 5 or 10 years ago or 20 years ago, he acted with a horse, and now they show up at the set again. He said the horse recognized him because the horse was like patting the dirt and being like, meh, meh, or whatever. I don't know what horses do. Leave them bees alone, says Sonia. So I don't know if that's true or not, but I think that horses could probably remember people. I don't know. I think dogs remember people. Some dogs. I mean, I guess some dogs' memory is probably better than other dogs' memory, and it's probably just like people. When I was doing this, they must have been taken with each other. The horse and Liam Neeson, says Ayapo. They must have been taken with each other. When I was doing this, I just finished a 4-week tarot workshop. I thought it was a class, but it ended up being a workshop because most of the people in the class it was supposed to be a beginner intro class, but people were very advanced, and it was like a wonderful experience. And I learned so much from the group, and it was just such a wonderful, wonderful blessing. And I just really loved it and enjoyed it. But that was related. Oh, but there was one person who came 1 week and then she didn't come the next week. And so we met 2 weeks, then we had a week off, then we met 2 more weeks. So I met her the first week, then she didn't come the second week. Then the third week we didn't have class, and then the fourth week she came back, but I didn't recognize her. I was like, "Hey, I'm Angela. Who are you?" And she's like, "We already met." And I felt the class size was limited to 13 people. So I mean, speaking of bees, there's a bee flying around outside. So I gotta roll these windows up because we're not gonna have no problems with no bees now. So I didn't even recognize her. So I imagine that horses are like that too. You know what I just realized about these cats? One is a kitten and one is a cat. I haven't been confusing the kittens with the cats. So don't try dropping off Bella, right? Because she gonna find me. But some people you remember and some people you don't. Some people you remember years later. Some people you don't. Some people you don't even remember for a few weeks for whatever reason. I'm not even saying anything it had anything to do with that woman, with something being wrong with her, because she seemed like a perfectly lovely woman. I don't know why I didn't remember her, but I'm just saying maybe that horse really felt like deeply connected to Liam Neeson. I think it's hot air blowing out of these filters. Oh, wait, let me turn this thing all the way on. Uh, uh, how do you turn on this car? I don't know how to turn this car on. Maybe I'll just turn it off and let the windows back down. The bee has gone away. Okay. Okay, so that's Liam Neeson about to wreck the starter. I know. I didn't think cars were that complicated. I thought you just turn the key or, in current days, just push the button that says start. I mean, what? But this car is a stick shift, so maybe there's something special about starting a stick shift. Maybe I have to grab the clutch. Arrest after mob attack on schoolgirls. This story kind of tripped me out. This is a private school in India, and it's a girls' school. And so some boys came to the school and they were harassing the girls. And the girls are basically like, get away from here, boys, don't come back. And they were like, don't be harassing us. We don't want you over here trying to flirt with us or whatever. Go away, boys, right? That's basically, I don't really know exactly what they said, but that's like the sense. And then the boys these girls were at a boarding school, the boys were like townies. So the Gownie girls were like, get away from here, boys. Then the townie boys and their mamas, your foot would have to have the clutch all the way in, and the gear would need to be in neutral to start the car to get AC. Because I rolled the window up because I thought a bee was gonna attack me. So the boys who are from the neighborhood, they live in town, they went home and I guess they told their mama, we was trying to get with these girls and the girls sent us away and told us to beat it. And so the mamas and the daddies and the community members of the boys and the boys, was it a killer bee? That's a good question. If it was an African bee, it wasn't a killer bee to me. This would be a good horror movie. Attack of the Detroit Bees. Black woman tries to ride away. Car refuses to start. And she's saved by some renegade African bees. They don't attack black people, says Ayapo. Sonya sees that does sound like a good story. A good story or a little movie. So then, this is not funny. So then the boys and their families and community come back to the school and beat the girls. Because the girls, the mob attacks the schoolgirls because the girls told the boys to beat it. Oh, I miss you too. Oh. So yeah, that's that story. This is coming off of the BBC. And it seems really crazy to me. Like if my son came home and is like, I was trying to get with some girls and they told me to beat it, I'd be like, well, then that means you should beat it, son. I wouldn't be like, oh no, we going up there and we gonna beat up those little girls. India is messed up worse than Africa. When I was reading that story, Sonia, I was thinking about you. Because I'm like, what kind of mess and foolishness and crazy? Oh, India. That's what I was thinking, India. But I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it's crazy like that. It sounds like such a crazy story, and it sounds localized too. Like it sounds like something that would have happened in India. It's like India and Florida. They getting a bad reputation in my head. Um, so there were arrests. So I guess they arrested some people. So I guess that's progressive. I guess. But I don't know what adults these are that co-sign these children's foolishness. Florida urges residents to brace for life-threatening hurricane. So I hear that it's like a level 3, or they think that when it hits landfall, it's going to be a level 3. It's hitting the panhandle of Florida. Is it Michael? What's the name of the storm? I can't remember the name of the storm, or the hurricane. But it's scheduled to hit today. I think it's scheduled to hit today, tonight, tomorrow, maybe tomorrow night. Because it seems like by the time we hear about these Hurricane Michael, oh, it is an M. By the time we hear about these hurricanes, it seems like it's not like, oh, a hurricane is going to hit and then it's hit. It's like, oh, a hurricane is going to hit in a few days. Everybody evacuate. People are evacuating. I heard you was trying to auction off Bella. Hurricane Michael says, beat it. Shoot, I wasn't trying to auction off no Bella. Uh, Bella don't want to be bothered with me. Kid turns racial bullying on its head through viral movement. I don't really remember what that story was. But I guess I kind of feel like our a lot of times our young people have a lot of they just have like a lot of poise and like common sense, and I guess it's like a lot of like stuff thrust on them to be more mature and to be wiser than, the average young people or than their peers, who come with this foolish racist bullshit dumbness, and they're always out here. I don't know why this fly is just staying inside the car. Like, why doesn't it leave? I don't understand. Netflix is buying its first production studio complex. So I guess Netflix is they going into the movie business. They certifiably going into. Did you see Nap Ever After? Just let no going. Have a nice day. Oh, you going? Have a nice day. You have a nice day too. I think I meant to say it at the beginning of the broadcast, and I don't think I ever completed my thought. But what I was going to say is that if you have to leave early, don't worry, because you can always come back and pick up where you left off later when you have more time. And if you come in late, don't worry, because you can always come back later and pick up from the beginning to where you came in. So that's just a reminder. Like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Um, Here's how to quickly check if you have a Google Plus account and delete it. I have a Google Plus account. Yapo said he came in late. Netflix is having some weird but movies depressing, says Sonia Sees. Really? I watched a teen young adult movie called All the Boys I've Loved or something like that. It had like Asians as the star. And then I watched Nappily Ever After. That was a little weird to me. And then what else did I watch on Netflix? Oh, some of the young women that I work with had mentioned some TV show that I wanted to, or some show, some series that I wanted to watch that I didn't watch, because I tend to like adolescent type stuffy, a lot of times. Dark, evil, depressing, apocalyptic. Oh, sort of like I'm watching The Strain now, and I was watching before. I haven't watched in a couple seasons, but I was watching The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead. Early and worrying rhyme. You catching on, little sis? So sounds like a wedding I went to. Dark, evil, depressing, apocalyptic. Ayapo says it sounds like The Strain is damn good though. Yeah, somebody recommended The Strain to me. It's interesting on one level, but on another level, I'm kind of like, it seems kind of dumb to me. Like, I feel like I don't know if I feel like I'm really in love with it. Like, I don't know if I would watch it again. Um, so I have a Google Plus account, but am I going to delete it? I guess I should read the article and delete it. But I don't really do anything on Google Plus. The Strain is the bomb, says Ayapo Yapa to Sonia Sees. The scariest parts of the new climate change report. The goals the world set are inadequate, and the track we're on is disastrous. It sounds like The Strain. So they basically saying it's just the world is just jacked up. That's basically what this article seemed like they saying. We doing too little and we doing it too late. The sun is irritating as hell on The Strain. I heard somebody spoiled The Strain for me and told me what was going to happen. I'm at the point where they're going back to where am I at the point where they're back in the be right back at Sonia C says Quest. Oh, I'm at the point where they've all gotten together, like they got out of the gas station and they know that the UV light works, and they got the UV light, and they've gotten together with the exterminator and with the CDC people and with the vampire killer from Hitler era. Like, they've all gotten together now. The sun is a piece of skit, says Ayapo Yapa to Sonia Sees. Mexico couple found with body parts could have killed 20. That lesbian chick made me mad too. She used both guys, says Sonya C. Dang, y'all talking about the strain for real. So apparently, the couple was walking down the street with a pram, like a baby stroller, and I guess they had body parts in the pram, and they've been going back and forth up and down the street with these body parts, and they've been selling body parts and at least one baby, maybe other babies, and killing women. And the way that the woman got the women into the apartment for the man and the woman to kill them is like, yeah, I sell clothes. Come on in and take a look at these clothes I got. Yeah, I got some more clothes inside. Come on inside. And then they kill the women. So they're like a serial killing couple in Mexico. So rest in peace to the people who have made their transition. They were found with the body parts. I don't know if they said that they did it or didn't do it, or if they've confessed, or it looked like they probably. What movie is that again? What movie is that? This is the Mexico company. This is not a movie. This is real life. A Mexico couple. I'm saying company. A Mexico couple found with body parts could have killed 20. Oh, it's real life. My bad. Yeah, it's real life. So I don't know what's up with that. That's coming off of the BBC. No tricks, but prayers out to all of the people who are connected with the people who have lost people. This is a community where a lot of people disappear, particularly women, you know. No tricks. Great treats are union made. Great treats that are union made. So they talk about Halloween candy that's like made in the USA. Do you celebrate Halloween? Do you give out candy to the children who come to your door? Do children still come to your door? In my neighborhood, we might get probably about 5 rings of the bell, maybe 10. And for each ring of the bell, it might be on average 2 or 3 children. And usually on Halloween, I'm not home. But like a big bag of candy is plenty, because on Halloween day, usually you start eating the candy and then you give it out to the children, and then usually there's still some pieces left over. So it's not like a really, really big thing in my neighborhood. Is it a big thing in your neighborhood? Do you like go out of your way to buy, like, is there black made candy? If we wanted to buy black owned candy, Caucasoid's favorite holiday, if we wanted to support black owned candy brands for Halloween or for whenever, what candy brands would we choose? The union brands, I think it's like Tootsie Roll, I think was one of them. I think Hershey was one of them. They were saying like some of the stuff was made in plants that are not union plants. Look how weird, how washed out I am over here. Not for Halloween. Well, for anything, if you like candy and you want to buy from a black owned candy company, who we recommending? Who we buy candy from? My grandmother's sister used to make candy and it was really good. But where does she get the chocolate and the almonds from? And the sugar and the stuff. I don't like the opening and closing of the door over and over, but the trade-off is that at the end of the evening, I've gotten pretty much candy. What you trying to What you trying to say? You go out trick or treating? I don't know any, but I used to love those long boys. I don't think I've ever had a long boy. Teenage burglars use social media to target celebrity homes based on travel schedules. So I think that Rihanna was one of those homes, and it took the cops a while to figure out that it was like social media that the children were using to figure out when the celebrities would be out of town. Didn't they tell us a long time ago, don't be telling people when you're going to be out of town on Facebook, because then they'll know to come into your house and rob it? It took the cops a long time to figure out how the children were finding out where the people were. Video shows monkey driving bus in Karnataka, India. So the bus driver is like letting the monkey drive. And it was like cute, I guess a cute video that went viral. But I was kind of like, yep, I put a band-aid on the back of my neck and go out as Marcellus Wallace, says Ayapo Yapa. I don't even know who Marcellus Wallace is, Ayapo Yapa. What are you talking about? Is he some character who has, I don't know. Who is Marcellus? Um, so I think that, so the video went viral. It's a Pulp Fiction reference. Oh, yeah, I probably watched Pulp Fiction twice. I don't like Wynton Marsalis. That's not who does Pulp Fiction. Wynton Marsalis is a black musician, but whoever does Pulp Fiction, I don't like him and his work. I realized over time. Ving Rhames. Ving Rhames did not do Pulp Fiction. Ving Rhames was in Baby Boy and he played the mother's boyfriend, right? I think that's Ving Rhames. So I think that this video of the monkey driving, it went viral. I would have thought it was funny, kind of like in a like a ha 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 kind of way. Like I wouldn't want to be on a bus with a monkey driving because it's all cute unless you crash and then you die and you're dead and you're like, it wasn't cute for the monkey to be driving the bus. Why wasn't the bus driver driving? And then the bus driver got in trouble when the video went viral, and I think that they should have. Yeah. Jogger, monkey drive better than me. It says Sonia sees. Yes, he did. He played Marcellus Wallace. His character had a band-aid on the back of his neck, says Ayapo Yapa. Jogger in Netherlands finds lion cub. New LeBron James documentary examines exploitation of college athletes. I was watching something on the TV the other day, and it was a whole bunch of college athletes. And what I noticed was I had thought I've been beginning to think here recently, aren't a lot of these college athletes black and they can't make no money, but all of these college programs are making all this money? And then all of a sudden, when I was watching these young men, it was all young men. It was only about 3 or 4 of them who were interviewed, and I think I noticed like 2 or 3 of them, but they were all not just black, but they were like unambiguously black, like they were like dark skinned. I'm like, is that the way most athletes are? Like, it kind of made me curious. Like, I was just kind of like, I don't know enough about sports or anything. But anyway, LeBron James, King James, is that what they call him? King James, has a documentary talking about, I think we need to talk about the exploitation of these children. That's how Becky like them, dark. I think we need to talk about the exploitation of these children, these athletes, because my theory, and based on nothing hardly, is that a lot of these people they're young men who come from not so much wealth. They're playing their hearts out and playing these sports because they're hoping that they're going to get to the big leagues, like where they can be pros and where they can make money, but they can't make money as college athletes. They can't get any money as college athletes. But these programs it's like the auction block, says Sonia sees. These college programs are making all of this money off of them. And we were talking about it on notes on this show probably about a year or half a year ago, when we looked at an article that was talking about the way that college coaches for basketball, I think, were paid. They were making like college basketball coaches were making like a big money. I figured that professional coaches would be making like millions, and college coaches would be making like 50,000 or 100,000, and then high school coaches would be making 30,000 or 50,000. Ayapo says he don't watch the NFL anymore either. But these college coaches were making like in the millions, some of them. I was like, oh, and these programs were making millions. And then these boys, these young men, these children can't get 2 cents. And their families need it, and they need it. And they might get injured. They probably not going to make it to the big leagues. But whether they make it to the big leagues or not, these college programs have made it to the big leagues because they're making big money. They're making big bucks. So anyway. Yeah, so I don't know what this LeBron James documentary is, but 11 plus dead, 188 plus injured, advertisers, commentators, licensees, says Ayapo Yapa, talking about all the people making money off of these children, and these children are not making money. Sonia sees, they sure make a bus and white gals for them. Sure, they make sure to bus in them white gals for them boys. Get them in compromising positions, something. Yeah. Not only get them in compromising positions, but get them sort of locked up so that if they do go pro, those resources, like any money that they make, at least half of it is filtered back to the white community. Y'all know, sometimes I just be talking, but you get the concept of what I'm saying. 11 plus dead, 188 plus injured. Haiti gets hit by a 5.9 earthquake. Everything we know so far. So prayers out to Haiti. I don't know if y'all knew that Haiti got hit by an earthquake again. So prayers out to Haiti, to people who have family in Haiti, to people who are living in Haiti, to people who made their transition in Haiti, to people who are in Haiti trying to rebuild. Just prayers out to Haiti and much love to Haiti. Ex-Cleveland cop who killed Tamir Rice finds new job. So he has a new job in a police department. I think that he was from Cincinnati or Cleveland or somewhere in Ohio. So he has a job in a small police department in Ohio working part-time. And this is someone who killed a 12-year poor Haiti. We got to do something. Everyone but the players. Cleveland. We talking about Tamir Rice's murderer. So Tamir Rice was like 12, 11, 13, a little young boy. And the cop killed the person. I think somebody said within 2 seconds. They got on the scene and killed him within 2 seconds, but it was definitely within like 30 seconds or within a minute. It was very quick. It was too quick to ascertain what was going on. The only thing that he could ascertain was that the person was black and that he was killing them. That's all that could be ascertained in terms of what was going on. There's no ascertaining in the amount of time that he got there and then the child was dead. So this person has a job. I was kind of surprised because I figured they already had a job. Hey, Radical Sister 3 Peace. I figured he already had a job. I figured once he killed the boy that the brotherhood of the racist brothers and sisters of racist America were like, yes, you are our true brother. Let us take care of you and provide for you for the rest of your life. Like, I figured he was already jumped into the gang. So I don't know. But anyway, that's what the Griot is reporting. Sleepwalking with India's Maoist guerrillas. Maoist, Maoist. Mao. I don't know. I feel like the Mao reference has something to do with like communism or socialism, but that's all I know. I don't remember what this article was about. It's been so long. Why is it so hard for Africans to visit other African countries? So this article is talking about the fact that, like, it opens with a headline about the fact that one of Africa's captains of industry. Hey, yay. I haven't been here in a while. I've been down to like once a week, once every 2 weeks. But I'm going to get better. Or not. Life will go on. So this African man who is a captain of African industry, one of the most wealthy people on the continent, he travels quite a bit for business. And in order to do business, he says that he has had to have 38, almost 40 different visas to do business with other countries in Africa. Meanwhile, they say most Europeans, Ethiopia and Eritrea finally work things out. Most Europeans can waltz into Africa without a visa, but Africans can't go into another African country hardly without a visa. So that there was some conversation within the context of the African Union that, look, we got to try to do better so that within Africa we can travel around easier and that we can communicate and work together and commune with one another. We got to do better. And also, I had already heard this years and years ago that it's difficult to travel. It's easier if you want to go from point A to point B in Africa. It's easier to go from Africa to Europe and then from Europe to Africa than from point A to point B in Africa, because all of the travel, all of the trade routes, or most of them, are oriented to Europe, not oriented to us communicating with one another, for us traveling to connect with one another. It's like all for the convenience of outsiders. So anyway, that's what that was saying. That's what that was kind of talking about. That's coming off of the BBC. After 70 years, who are the Palestinian refugees? So, I guess 70 years ago, is that when the nation of Israel was created? There's people who are refugees from that time period. Is that what this article is saying? I didn't read the article. I'm just looking at the there's more proof. That's more proof that African politics are complicated, says the Radical Sister 3. Right, African politics are very complicated. And complicated even more by our relationship with Europe. Oh, it's a squirrel. I thought it was a cat. So who are the Palestinian refugees? I kind of wanted to know more about it, but I just haven't had an opportunity to look at it. Oregon restaurant worker arrested after hurling slurs at black customer. So you at work, a black person come in and you start cussing them out and calling them names? Who do that at work? Some people act like they're savages or something, like they have no home training and no sense. And it's quite shocking. I'm shocked, says Ayapo Yapa. I'm shocked too. Right, our politics in Africa are weirdly anti-black, says the Radical Sister 3. And it's true. Dang. Oh my God. Oh, here it is. Oh, I was gonna say I done lost the stream. Not the stream, but like the list of stories that I'm pulling from. New Black Art History Initiative launched by the Getty Institute. I don't know what the Getty Institute is. It seems like I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is. And what is this new Black Art History Initiative? Sister Sonia said that. Oh, Sonia, what did she say? Oh, the politics are weirdly anti-black, says Sonia Sees. Yeah. The way that my stream works is like when somebody says something, it pops up on the screen and then it disappears. When I'm watching a video like a live, the stuff stays up there and I can see who said what. But it's like I only have like a little. Damn right, I said that. Angela, says Sonia Sees. I only have like a little window. If I don't get no excuses, says Ayapo Yapa. If I don't catch it in that window, then it's I can't see it till the next one comes up. And then the next time that something comes up, somebody is saying something like right. And so if I focus on that, I can't really. It's hard for me to go back to see what was said. A mess. It's a mess. Okay, she is funny. Sister Sonia is funny. Horrific comments. Southern California School District investigating racist letter to principal. So they have a black principal and she got a racist letter. But this isn't the first time that she's gotten correspondence. I know you still splaining. This isn't the first time that she's gotten correspondence that indicates that people are upset about the color of her skin in her her historical context. The bees, the flies, the bees, the windows, the stick shift, the I need some lemon water. Does that count? So she's gotten, this isn't the first time that she's gotten letters. They think that the letters are probably coming from her staff. Letters, correspondence, indications that people on her staff are not happy with her, and particularly not happy with the fact that she's black. Who does that at work? Michigan food stamp recipients must work at least part-time. So in order to get food stamps, you got to be working at least 20 hours a week is like the new rule or something like that. Now, the thing about it is that a lot of people who get food stamps, who need food stamps, I don't know what percentage, but some percentage of people who are getting food stamps work full-time and still need food stamps, which is really not funny at all. New York City man says cops busted him on open container rap, but it was a setup. So I guess open container as in you drinking alcohol on the street. He like, no, my alcohol was in a can. The can was closed and the can was in a brown paper bag and y'all set me up. I need some darn food stamps. I think we should get them. We should all get them. Oh, I have some lemon water out here. I just need to drink some. I put some lemon in my water. Oh, look, this is my water container big enough? And it's got a wide mouth thing, so my whole face almost goes into it. Excuse me for one moment while I have a sip of lemon water. There should be veggies and fruit trees growing everywhere. Yeah, there should be. You know, I used to think that was really good. I used to think that when I was living in Hattiesburg, I had this whole thing where every time we planted a tree for the municipality or for the community, I felt like it should be edible. I feel like everything should be edible. And like people in the community should just be able to eat it. But that's because I read an article about some community like in Canada or something that does that. And there are a few communities in the country and in the world that operate like that. And I feel like, why don't all of us operate like that? Like, why would you as the government be planting something that people can't eat? if people need to eat. You planting it, you taking care of it, you weeding it, you pruning it, you watering it, you whatever. It should all be edible. It should be beautiful and edible. That's what I think. Africa Cold Week, aiming to, when I get home, I'm going to try to plant a garden. You could use that to knock somebody upside the head. Both of those are from Sonia Seeds. I know, and it's got a handy handle too, so that makes it really good for knocking people upside the head. But I can't remember the last time I've knocked someone upside the head. I did have a plan when I first moved back to Detroit, and I took the bus one day, and I got into this, like, it wasn't really an altercation, but I had this interaction with somebody, and I was like, am I gonna have to knock them upside the head? And I had one of those water bottles. It was like a Coke bottle, but like, like a quart size Coke bottle, and I could like get my hand around the neck, and it was metal, and it was full of water, and I was thinking, if I have to, I can use this to knock somebody upside the head. But I didn't. But I certainly had that plan. You too tough to be looking for folks. You too tough looking for folks to risk bothering you, says the radical sister. Yeah. Well, I don't know, because this little thing on the bus, it was like the person was like, do you want to sit down or something? And I was like, no, I'm cool. And they were like, sit down. And I'm like, no, I'm cool. And it was weird. I was like, is this what it's like to ride the bus? Am I gonna have to fight? All my life I've had to fight. Africa Code Week, aiming to empower 2 million children with coding skills by 2020. Bring Bella with you the next time. Shoot, Bella ain't good for not for that. Bella is good for snuggle cuddle. That's it for me in entertainment. No Columbus Day in Columbus City to honor veterans instead. I've been going back and forth from Columbus to Detroit. I never really thought about the fact that Columbus, Ohio was named after Christopher Columbus until I started researching, and I'm like, oh. But anyway, y'all, yesterday was Columbus Day, I guess, and they didn't celebrate Columbus in Columbus, Ohio. Are they going to change their name from Columbus to something else? Maybe they'll change it to Native American. Like they want to change Columbus Day to Native American Day, which I can't stand the idea of that, because I kind of feel like, don't Native Americans have their own stuff that they celebrate on significant days to them? Why are you going to take something that's a day to honor, a savage, and then try to turn it into something else? I love when I forget their holidays. Columbus never even made it to America, says Sonia Sees. Right. And then the Italians say that they're offended. I didn't realize it was Columbus Day. Right. You wasn't missing nothing. I guess it's becoming less and less popular throughout the country. I saw a little piece on the news. I don't even watch the news, but it's like over the last couple of days, I think I've seen like 20 or 30 minutes of the news, but I usually don't watch very much, or not regularly. They call it Indigenous Day in several cities. Right. I can't stand that. I don't like that. The day somebody raped me, now we gonna call that Angela's Freedom Day or whatever. Like, I don't like it. I don't like it. Nigeria election, Obi Ezekwesili to stand for president. She was a woman, and I like the way she looked visually. Why would we celebrate a genocidal thieving maniac? Why would I celebrate a genocidal thieving maniac, says Ayapo Yapa. I don't know. Maybe because everybody around you is, because you grew up celebrating it. I don't know. Back to back, Timblers have some Haitians sleeping outside. Nah, I'm not going to do it, says Ayapo Yapa. I don't know what Timblers are. Do they mean tremors? So anyway, I guess that's just talking about this Haiti earthquake, and that, people are still stressed and anxious and worried. That word indigenous is a trip. There can only be one indigenous people, Africa, but so many groups use that term. Study says soul food is the biggest factor in African Americans' increased risk of hypertension. I don't know why this is like a study and it was like a shocking thing, but I've kind of heard that over the years. So I was kind of surprised that it was like a new story, but maybe Black then was doing a flashback story. Right. Ayapo was like, I'm shocked. No. In pictures, Haiti earthquake aftermath in Port-de-Paix. I don't know if I want to see pictures of a bunch of people in distress. Although I did see some picture of some rubble, maybe in Indonesia, and it was weird because looking at the rubble, it could have been this tall or it could have been this tall, but it was like actually the tallness of a person because I saw a person walking by it. But it was just like everything just looked like it was knocked down. It looked bad. It was sad to see. Eduardo Vela, stolen babies, doctor, escapes punishment in Spain. So I eat from the four food groups: pizza, hamburgers, hot dogs, and soda. Um, says Ayapo Yapa. Um, so I guess in Spain, back when politics were different, I guess now politics are different. But back before, when it was a different kind of different, um, you ain't no good, Ayapo, says the radical sister. Um, they would, if they felt that parents were too liberal, they would take the children away from the liberal parents and they would give them to good parents that the Spanish government felt were good parents. And some of these people got adopted and raised up and separated, and now they're suing, saying, hey, you separated me from my parents, or you told my parents that I died, or that whatever happened, you didn't tell the truth of what went on. And you need to make it right. You're wrong. We're suing you. I want to sue this doctor for lying or whatever. You aren't any good. Don't say that. It's you aren't any good, says Ayapo Yapa. So this person sued him, and but it's the truth. This person sued this doctor, Eduardo Vela, and Eduardo Vela, they said that the statute of limitations had run out. Like that, since this happened, you only had 10 years to do that suit. You ain't do that suit in 10 years. So, oh, well, you can't sue because we stole you from your natural birth parents and gave you to these other people. Chernobyl's uninhabitable land is the home of a new solar plant. So now this solar plant, and did they use computers to build the solar plant? Because I don't know if people can go to the area where Chernobyl happened. Can they? Because I think it says something like people won't even be able to go back there till like 2040, or it might have been even a longer time span. But I don't know if they use robots to build these solar this solar plant. But they have built a solar plant there, and let's say they're producing 100 units. I can't remember what the unit was, but they're producing 100 units, and they feel like they've taken something bad and made it into something good, and they want to increase their production from 100 units to 1,000 units, or maybe 100,000 units. Like, that's the vision. All these Chernobyl folks are right here in America. Time for us to separate, as Sonia sees. So anyway, they feel like they're making something positive out of something negative. Jamal Khashoggi, Turkey wants Saudi consulate to prove the man left. We all gonna be going soon, says Sonia Steves. Yeah, if these people have anything to do with it, that's for sure. Separate, 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 says Ayapo Yapa. If they have anything to do with it, it's like you can't separate your air from their air. You can't really separate your water from their water. Your dirt is still connected because the water that flows underneath flows underneath. I mean, I'm just saying in terms of separation. When there's triflingness and evilness, how much can you really separate from it? So this man went to the Saudi consulate And now he's damn, Sister Angela, that's right. I can separate my mind from their wickedness, says Al Yapo Yapa. Yeah, and I think that's part of the start. But we can separate our ass from they asses, says Sonya sees. Yeah, I think any I actually think that every layer of separation is important and vital, and that the more layers of separation that we have, the more clarity that we'll have about about what to do next. We have to separate so the Most High can obliterate them, right? So I feel like we have to start where we are. We have to start somewhere. We have to separate as much as we can, even if it seems like it's not going to be productive. It's not going to solve it's unhealthy to be near them. It's not going to be productive. It's not going to solve the issue. Every layer of separation is a blessing. Every layer of connection to our humanity, every layer of connection to wholeness, every layer of connection to wholesomeness and saneness and sanity is a blessing. And every time we connect, and the more deeply we connect, the more ways in which we connect to those things, the stronger and the better we are. I think. That's what I think. That's just my opinion. So the man went to the consulate. He must live in Turkey, but he's from Saudi. How beautiful truth, sister. Thank you. He went to the consulate. I think he lives in Turkey, but he's Saudi. The Saudis say he left the consulate. The Turkish people are saying y'all killed him, and Turkey say we want proof that he left the consulate. You say he left the consulate. Where the proof at? I don't know. I'm just saying that's what they saying. We probably would have done better with our own reservations like the Indians. Yeah, maybe we should have a treaty. Oops, hold on one second. Okay, I was trying to plug this in. Maybe we should have a treaty with the people, and then we could get our own reservations too. Because when they make treaties, they honor their words, because they haven't made 100, 200, 300 treaties and broken every one. No, the white man does not speak with a forked tongue. Antonio Delgado is a Rhodes Scholar running for Congress. The GOP calls him a big city rapper. So basically, this article is saying it's only a few people every year who get to be a Rhodes Scholar. And instead of y'all focusing on the fact that what distinguishes this man, what makes him distinctive, is that he's a Rhodes Scholar, every single one of them, they have broken every one they have made. Lies, the lies, the lies, the lies. They just lie. It seems windy out there. Yeah, but it's not I want it to be like more wind, because it's hot, like, and the sun is coming right here. Oh, that's nice. They saying it's rappers are a dime a dozen, but Rhodes Scholars are exceptional and unusual. So if you really wanted to say something about him, GOP, then you would say he was a Rhodes Scholar. But of course, the GOP is going to frame stuff the way that they want to frame stuff. And then furthermore, I can't stand no gosh darn Cecil Rhodes from South Africa, who was an apartheid, an imperialist, a colonialist, a murderer, a liar, and a thief. I don't really know who Cecil Rhodes is, but I know Cecil Rhodes ain't skit, and I don't care. The Rhodes Scholarship is named after somebody who I don't respect anyway. So we talk about, I'm a Rhodes Scholar, but who is Rhodes? Somebody look that up and tell us who Cecil Rhodes is, because I think that's who the Rhodes Scholar is. I mean, the Rhodes Scholarship Fellowship, is it a Rhodes Scholar or a Rhodes Fellow? I know somebody when I graduated from school who, was it a Rhodes? It was some. Was it the Rhodes Scholarship? Gosh darn. Please watch your language. There may be children listening. Yes, it is. There's another one too, that somebody I know got. Cecil Rhodes. Yeah. But anyway, I mean, Rhodes was a white supremacist leader in Rhodesia, Zimbabwe, says Sonya Sees. Yeah. Oh, Rhodesia, like Cecil Rhodes, which is now Zimbabwe. Yeah. Okay. Or which has always been Zimbabwe, but we now call Zimbabwe. So I don't know who Antonio Delgado is, but a lot of times people are always trying to frame stuff to make people seem like they're less than they are, like they're less, to make black people seem like we're less than we are, like we're less accomplished than we are, like we got less going on than we have going on. So, I mean, I'm not trying to like denigrate Antonio Delgado for being a Rhodes Scholar, because, it is what it is. But I don't know if this article on Moguldom even deals with who the Rhodes, like that whole dynamic, because I feel like that's a whole nother layer. Bird will soon deliver scooters to users who want them all day. The day before I saw this article, there was like a bird sitting on the street in front of somebody's house on my neighborhood. I'm like, why is there a bird like on the street out here? I wonder if they were delivering it to them. They wanted to use it all day. Do y'all have birds in your community? They appeared in my community about maybe 2 or 3 months ago. It was like I heard about them, and then all of a sudden it's like it seems like every day they're more and more. Bird and the Midnight Falcons. I don't know who the Midnight Falcons are, says Ayapo Yapo asks. But Bird, those little scooters? What is a bird? A bird, BIRD, they're like these little scooters, but there are different ones. Like the bird one is black, and then in white printing it says BIRD, and it's like this little like stand you stand on, and then it has a handlebar, and people I don't really know what they do with it. I don't think it's like a skateboard. I think it's motorized. I don't know what it's like. It's for adults. Yeah, it's for adults. But it seems like most of the people that I see using it seem like they're like young adults. Girl 8, Bird and the Michigan Falcons is a group from the Five Heartbeats. Is that movie everybody's talking about that I never know what they're talking about? Girl 8 pulls a 100. Stop, Be Fabulous. Hey, Mike Biggs Boxing. Sup? What's up? Girl 8 pulls a 1,500-year-old sword from a lake in Sweden. That's kind of like the Excelsior and Ryan James. Peace to the chat. Listening while counting down my last 20 minutes at the JOB. 20 minutes. Okay. And then you be finished for today. That's sort of like King Arthur and the Excelsior. I don't know. Is the girl special? Is the sword special, or is it just like, oh, it's really really old? I mean, I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. Did she pull it? Have other people been trying to pull it and no one could pull it except for this 8-year-old girl because she has a special touch because she's magic like King Arthur? Wasn't it King Arthur in the stone? Okay. Oh my gosh. Habarigani. That Habarigani Kujichagulia, self-determination, determining for yourselves who you are, what your name is, what your values are, what your belief system is, all of that kind of stuff. Self-determination. Costco says, hey, radical sister Ajali. Ayako, peace. Okay. Costco exec says the company still pays better than any rival following Amazon's decision to raise wages to $15 an hour. So do you think that Amazon raising their wages to $15 an hour is going to make it a better place to work? Is Costco a good place to work? Are any of these corporations good places to work? Even the ones that are supposed to be like the best places to work, are they good places to work? Are they for the people? I mean, I'm just wondering. Is Amazon seems like it's beyond repair. Can it be repaired? Can it be a humane place where people are treated with dignity and respect and humanity? I hear Amazon is like a torture chamber for their workers. Right. So is it going to be like a torture chamber where you get paid $15 an hour instead of $10 an hour? I've heard terrible things about Amazon. Yes, the sword was Excalibur. No, they're not. Money doesn't fix everything. So I guess Costco has a reputation for being well paid, and Costco we ain't scared. We don't care nothing about no Amazon. Why a U.S. national park is holding a Fat Bear Week contest. Nope. For that $15 an hour, there will be less employees and more automation, says Ryan James. Oh, well, so. Why the laundry industry is in a spin to save water. Good conclusion, Brother Ryan. Why the Grammy winner who makes music in a cupboard. Oh, I think the person was saying they like to work in small. Are they fat, bare, or weak? Says I ask Ayapo Yapa. This is coming off of the BBC. Why a U.S. national park is holding a fat BEARWEEK contest. And I have no idea why, but if you want to know why, Brother Ayapo, and you want more information, then go to the bbc.co.uk or just Google that title and you'll probably find it. So this Grammy person is like they work better in like small confined spaces because they're not distracted. For those of you who are artists, is that what you find? Do you like to go out and sit outside in just the fullness of God's world and just everything and then you're more creative? Or do you find you need to be someplace where all you can see is your paper or your computer or whatever, or hear the music or your keyboard, or I don't know how musicians work, but how do you work best? Do you know how you work best? Hot look or provocative? Outcry at Polish teens guidebook. I get all my news from not news, and that's it. Right, if I don't give you the details on not news, you ain't gonna know. I don't believe that. So I think this Polish guidebook is like, look, I work best if I got money. That's right. This Polish guidebook is like, look, if you're showing, look, I'm trying to show cleavage. Look, if you're showing cleavage, then you're giving the impression that you're a loose girl. And if the boy rapes you, then, oh, well, that's because you were showing cleavage and you got what you deserved, young Polish girl. And the people are like, what kind of bullshit is that you're telling the little girls? So that's what the article was about. Damon Wayans is quitting Lethal Weapon due to health concerns. South Africa's unemployed youth struggle and recession. Why are menstrual cups becoming more popular? I didn't know they were. The Indian state where police kill with impunity. It sounds like the USA. There's an Indian state where the police kill with impunity. I guess this places all over the world where the cops just do whatever they want to do because the cops tend to be an arm of the wealthy class. Rich in this country is rich white people with property and power. And is that the way it is most all over the world? So the arm, the cops are like their hand, like they do their bidding, they do their work. So of course they kill poor people with impunity. Of course they kill women and black folks with impunity. They kill everybody with impunity unless they're rich white men with property and power. That's what they do. The arm of the government. And who is the government? I used to think that the government was us, but the government is them. The government is for the rich white men with property and power. I mean, I'm just saying it is. Indonesia tsunami, crumbling walls and families camped out at Palu Airport, exactly. So prayers out to the people who are dealing with the tsunami over in Indonesia right now. October 4th, 1951, Henrietta Lacks died from cervical cancer at Johns Hopkins Hospital. And somebody told me her family can't get medical care. But when I read this, I was thinking, wow, here it is more than 50 years later. She died, but she's not resting in peace because they're still using pieces of her in medical research. Without her consent, without her permission, without her awareness, without her family's permission, they're making money off of her. She's dead, but she's still not resting in peace. And then furthermore, her family can't even get medical care, medical treatment. Although, do we want the medical treatment that they're offering? I mean, that's like a whole nother conversation. It's hot over here. You can feel the difference. It's immeasurable all that we have given these people. Our very selves, our blood, our spirit, our energy, our vibration, almost our souls. Sometimes it feel like, and I don't know if it's like given or just stolen and taken from us. I mean, some of it we give, but it's like bastards. They just take, la, 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 steal, 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 steal. So rest in peace to Mama Henrietta Lacks. I'll keep you on in the background, but I have cleaning to do, says Ayapo Yapa. What, you got company coming over? Myanmar leader Aung San Suu Kyi becomes first person to have honorary Canadian citizenship revoked. And that's over the there was a group of people, if I'm lucky, that's like over a group of people that they say there was a genocide going on. The Rohingya in Myanmar. Ayapo's in love. He better keep clean. Um, so that's over the Rohingya, I think is how you pronounce it. The Rohingya genocide. Ooh, devil done got our sister Angela up yet. Upset. It's over for him when the good sisters are done with you. Um, Christopher Wiley, woman gotta have it. Christopher Wiley says he was pushed into traffic and assaulted after exposing Facebook's bombshell data scandal. I put this on my newsfeed. I don't even remember this. He was pushed into traffic and assaulted after exposing Facebook's bombshell data scandal. That sounds like some corporate espionage type stuff, like you did this to Facebook and we're going to kill you because you might hurt our bottom line. Right, pushed by who, says Ryan James. And who is Christopher Wiley? Do we know who he is? This is coming off of Google. Dang, every time we had these weird stories, they come off of Google. I don't know how Google got in my news feed, but I think that Google, their news feed is kind of suspicious. But anyway, it's coming off of Google Feed Proxy. So if you want to look it up, follow up, give us some information, I'm open and receptive. Just remember how the old school black men used to sing to us, and you'll be all right, Ayapo. It's the old school. Oh, you mean like nothing you could do because I'm stuck like glue to my girl? Or the one where is that the same song? It's two which seem the same, where one is like, I smell honeybees, or my world is just one. The songs were sweet, some of them back in the day. Okay. A dentist at an immigration detention facility told the inspectors he doesn't have time for cleanings or fillings, but suggested immigrants floss with string from their socks if they're dedicated to dental hygiene. Photo of dad changing nappy and squat position goes viral. I think a nappy is a diaper, right? Yeah, I guess the people are happy because the dad was changing the baby's diaper. Why is that news? 6 rescue divers drowned trying to save teen in Malaysia. Real bad singing. String from your socks as floss. New socks are old. I have no idea. And my teeth are kind of close together, so I use plackers. I don't even know if string from my socks, if I could use it to floss with. I know that's not really a sincere suggestion. It's a bull. Anyway, let me keep moving. Netflix viewing eats up world's data. So are they saying that so many people are watching Netflix that there's no data left in the world, or it's just getting eaten up by the people watching the Netflix? University of Georgia baseball player under investigation. University of Georgia, Stevie Wonder, Curtis Mayfield, Jerry Butler, the Dales, Bobby Womack, Oh, that sounds like a good playlist. Some people to look up. University of Georgia baseball player under investigation for calling black quarterback the N word. He in a whole nother sport. He needs to keep his commentary to himself. Just in general, he obviously need to keep his commentary to himself. These people, and I use people loosely. Uganda Army launches Ulinzi condom brand because they said that they want their people to be safe. After white gunmen shoot 6 cops, killing 1, many want to know how he was taken in alive. I remember when that story started unfolding, it was like the person who got killed, the black cop who got killed, it was like you would always see his picture and his image. So it was almost like, it's like, well, who did the killing? Because all you're seeing is the person who got killed. They always want to show you the black killer when it's a black killer, but they didn't show us the black killer in this story. Of course, because they didn't show us, I'm sorry, it wasn't a black killer in this story. They didn't show us the white killer in this story because they trying to advance their visual agenda, maintain their imagery, and maintain their storyline. But I was really happy to see the Grio have the headline like that, because when I was reading the story and seeing the story, I was like, I think that the gunman is white. And I think that they're not showing us his picture because he's white. And I think that the reason he's in the hospital instead of dead after he killed a cop is because the cop is black and he's white. That's what I think. And then the Grio said it right here. The Grio said, after white gunman shoots 6 cops, killing 1, many want to know how he was taken in alive. I don't really want to know how he's taken in alive because I figure he's taken in alive because this is America. Video. Alicia Keys with Swiss Beats and his ex Mashonda Tefere share their happy family vibe. And exactly, they say white privilege doesn't exist. They better not be saying that to us because we know better. We ain't saying it. I had kind of mixed feelings because I remember when I kind of felt like Swiss Beats got with the lighter skinned woman, and the darker skinned woman was done dirty, and now the darker skinned woman has written a book, and I guess they're all one big happy family. But then on the other hand, I was like, well, it's good for the children, for the parents and the adults in the situation to get along, and I think that's the most important thing. All of my concern about colorism, it's really irrelevant. It doesn't make any difference to those children in that situation. If he did her dirty because the other one was lighter and brighter and he was more excited by her and felt like she was a prize and a trophy and he was upgrading, what does that have to do with the children? So I just had to bless it and let it go, because don't nobody care what I think anyway. But I'm just saying, when I saw that story, like I remember when it was like because she was on like Love and Hip Hop or something, and she just seemed so devastated and so shocked and so hurt. And I think you always have to protect the children. I think she felt like she was living the dream and she just got slapped in the face and was just like hurt. Mashonda, I think her name is. And I guess I just felt for her. It's good that they get along. Swiss's mother is a dark beauty. I didn't know that. But yeah, it's good for the children that they get along. Definitely, that's for sure. And it's probably good for them. They're wife-in-laws. And they have children who are siblings. So yeah. And Ramesses cares. And once it's over and he's made his choice or didn't make his choice or whatever has happened, it's over. So why are we going to be holding a grudge for, a day, a week, a month, a year, a decade, a century? At some point the skit is over. Wow. You're still here. I told you I was going to be here for at least 2 hours. Minnesota. Welcome back, Brother Danubian. And this is just a reminder for those of you who have come in late or who had to leave early, that once it's uploaded, if you came in late, you can go to the beginning and play to the point where you came in, and then you can catch up. Or if you have to leave early, then you can come back in where you left off. Try to pay attention to where we are in the minutes. I had to go to work. Try to pay attention to the minute at which you left or the approximate time, and then you can come back in and watch it to the end. You had to go to work. I can't be sitting up here watching not news. I got to go to work. Stay safe, strong, and black, heading home from the 9 to 5 plantation. Ain't nobody rewatching nothing. No, not rewatching, just watching the parts that you missed. Yep, everybody be safe out there. Um, okay. And then also I was happy that Mashonda had a book, and on the little video, she looked really happy. So I hope that she makes a lot of money from it. South Carolina police shooting suspect is disabled war veteran. Oh, that's the other way I knew he was white, because they still didn't show us an image of him or tell us that this guy who shot all of these cops and killed one black cop was white. But then they started saying he was a disabled war veteran. The shooter was a disabled war veteran. And I was like, oh, we supposed to feel bad for him. I guess he's white. If I had any question, now that was the next thing I saw. And then the griot just came out and said he was white. The other people just hinted around. Right, making excuses for him, says Ayapo Yapo. They keep saying he was a war hero. Oh, I didn't hear war hero. I heard war veteran. But same, it's the same concept. Minnesota town alerts residents over tipsy birds. So apparently something happened with the seeds. I guess periodically some of these berries or something, the way that they ferment or grow, or something having to do with the weather, it got cold and hot or whatever, these berries fermented on the tree, so it's kind of like bird alcohol. So the birds are out here drinking this fermented berry, eating this fermented berry, and they're getting tipsy. So if they're younger, you might see them, these birds, flying into windows or flying unsteadily or looking drunk. I still haven't seen the beast. They're caping the beast. They're caping for him as usual. Where's the campaign to destroy his character, and where's the search of his home? Says Brother Nubian. Right, talking about that the murderer of the cop. Thunderbird, says Ayapo. Sonia, they were hiding opioid in the trees, that's all. Right. So Minnesota town alerts the residents. They say, don't worry about the tipsy birds. They'll be all right. They just a little drunk, a little young, a little drunk. They don't know how to handle it. Osaka cut San Francisco ties over comfort women statue. So Osaka in Japan, somewhere in Asia, in Japan, I believe, was like a sister city with San Francisco. Now, San Francisco has a statue up, and I know that there were comfort women, which is a euphemism for sex slaves. Like there were the Japanese, I believe, had enslaved women from Korea, and I think it was 2 or 3 other countries, maybe the Philippines. I didn't realize, I've only heard about the comfort women, which is a euphemism for sex slaves, from Korea. But apparently there were 3 other, or according to this statue, there were 3 other countries where women were enslaved and used as sex slaves in Japan. And so the statue has 3 women from representing the 3 different Asian countries, and then 1 woman representing the first woman to come out and be like, comfort women were sex slaves. We were enslaved and forced to have sex with these soldiers, and this is some bullshit, and we don't like it, and we're not happy about it. And comfort women, I don't like that term. Japanese have the most closed holes on earth, says Sonia Sees. So I guess that Osaka is like, we don't like this statue honoring these women who are like comfort women, is a euphemistic bullshit term for sex slavery. And so they're like, we're not going to be your sister city anymore, Osaka said to San Francisco. And San Francisco said, oh, well, we still have ties with the people. Dublin City Council plan to house homeless on a cruise ship. Y'all know how I feel about cruises. I don't like them. That's neither here nor there. Study shows more and more teens are rejecting gender labels, boy or girl. Really? Manifesto. The griot presents a list of demands to hold candidates accountable before and after the midterm elections. Damn, and then sink them too. says the radical sister. Sonia C says she's never been on a cruise. I've never been on a cruise too. Yeah, I don't know really. I didn't have any like serious opinion about the cruise ship. But right, it is all convenient to have them like all on a ship. I guess you could like ship them away or have a bunch of them on a ship. You could ship them away or you could sink them or whatever. But I don't like cruises because I feel like you when you culturally interact with the places that you visit, it's like in a very limited way, and I feel like it's very disrespectful. Like I feel like most of the time you spend with the American people. Never been on a cruise or a train. Now I like a train, but most of the time you spend with the, if you're coming from America, with the American people on the cruise ship, then you get off for an hour or 2 hours and you go to the places where the people tell you to go to shop because you don't really have time to shop anyplace else, and that's like very limited, so you're not really interacting with the culture or seeing the culture. And somebody is like, oh well, you could be at your port for a whole day or whatever, and I'm like, whatever. It still doesn't really seem like much to me. And then it seems like a lot of people who go to cruises, I don't know, they'll be like, oh, I went to the Bahamas. Did you really go to the Bahamas? Or did you just go to like a limited Americanized experience? Like I just feel like I don't like it. I don't like it for me, but I really feel like I don't want anybody. I want everybody else to hate it too. But it's just catching on. More and more people love cruises. My hate is not catching. I don't like cruises either. Princess, Fiesta, Carnival, Tom Cruise. Says Ayapo Yapa. And yeah, so anyway. So I think that it's good for us to have more of a consciousness of holding candidates accountable. Because I have mixed feelings about the whole voting thing and about the whole election thing. But I do feel like if you're not holding people accountable, you can vote for people as much as you want. But if there's no feedback loop, then it means really less than nothing. I don't really know how much it means anyway. Some days I think it's like, oh, you should vote, and some days I'm just like, too many of them get sick on them, and I'm not trying to be on that much water. Now I like being on the water, but I don't want to get sick, and it's like it's an enclosed place, and it seems like if I want to be around a bunch of Americans, I'll just stay in America. Now I do kind of like the idea of like the Fantastic Voyage, like the Tom Joyner cruise, where it's a bunch of black people and a bunch of black culture. It seemed like that could be interesting. And then this one woman, it was like a vegetarian cruise or a vegan cruise. It seems like that could be interesting, I guess, but I don't know. I'm just anti-cruise. Black students at gunpoint looking for suspect. I was never so sure I was going to die. That's what the student said who was held at gunpoint. That's coming off the Grio. Panthers quarterback Cam Newton declares he's standing by new teammate Eric Reid. A jazz cruise. So is Eric Reid the one who kneeled down with Kaepernick? I don't know. Aid charities action aid and plan to be turfed out of Pakistan. Aid charities. Wow, Eric Reid is no coon. Aid agencies action aid and plan to be turfed out of Pakistan. Pakistan don't want them there. I don't know why. How can you be held at gunpoint? Wouldn't there be a lot of weight on the tip of the gun? Bump, says at Ayapo Yapa. Man jailed for slapping woman in viral French video. So we saw this video. It was like a few weeks ago, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, maybe more. And I think the woman was like walking someplace and the man said something to her. And she's like, I'm not interested in you. And then he slapped her, and it was caught on like the CCTV video. So they sued him, whatever. You want to laugh. Just do it. Good one, Ayapo, says Sonia C's. So the man went to jail for slapping her, but I just think it's really bold, just like the little boys we were talking about. The little girls didn't want to be bothered with them, so they went and got their parents, and their parents were there for beating the little girls for not wanting to be bothered with the little boys. The man is trying to talk to the woman on the street, harassing her. She don't want to be bothered with her, and so the man slaps the woman on the street. He need to go to jail. Who does that? 2 Sudan military planes collide at Khartoum airport. I wonder why. Khartoum. They say it was some glitch or like some mistake or whatever, but I'm like, was it a computer glitch? What kind of mistake was it? Jarvis's carbon fiber smart helmets put Alexa on your head. Excuse me. I don't know really what that is. A long time ago. Xavier University students launch campaign to support natural hair after teen is harassed at her high school. So I think Xavier is in New Orleans, Alexa. Um, So I think it's good for the college students to be supporting the high school students, or, and like building relationships and helping them. And, it's like it's good when like someone who's a little bit older than you is mentoring you and reaching back and giving you strategies and techniques. And I like to see that support type network going on. Indonesia tsunami authorities fight fake news. WNBA president Lisa Borders steps down to become first Time's Up CEO. Georgia police officer heads to prison after dash cam catches her shooting herself and claiming black man shot her. A Georgia police officer shot herself and then claimed that a black man shot her, and her dash cam caught it, and so now she's heading to prison. Tip of the iceberg. For everyone that they catch, everyone that we hear is going to prison. I feel like it's 100,000,000, however many that don't get caught, we don't see on video, they not going to prison, we don't hear about. It's sort of like it's this default thing. If you don't know what to do, blame a black man. I guess even if you know what to do, blame a black man. If it's Monday, blame a black man. If your arm is itching, blame a black man. If you're hungry, blame a black man. If you just had a Snickers, blame a black man. That's how I feel. What's for lunch, sister? I made soup. I just finished a cleanse. Have I talked to y'all since I've been on a cleanse? I went on a cleanse. I did like a 14-day cleanse for this change of season. So I finished the cleanse yesterday, but I made a big sort of omelet this morning. But I also made some soup. So I have some vegetable soup with lentils, and I'm gonna have that for dinner. You've been gone for a month. Congratulations, says Ayapo Yapa. Garlic, broccoli, and homemade tortillas. Ooh, that sounds good. Yesterday I was kind of cool when I broke my cleanse, but it got a little rough. But where the meat at? I don't eat meat. Well, I don't know if I eat meat or not, but I haven't had meat in years, and I can't imagine myself eating meat. I had fake sausage with my omelet this morning, and eggs. You could call those baby chickens. So I had like I made like a torta, like kind of a Spanish style omelet type thing. Lamello out. Lamello out. Youngest Ball brother sparks brawl. Ooh, sounds good, Sister Ajali. Sparks brawl in European exhibition game, says at Ayapo Yapo. No fowl or fish. No, I don't. I haven't had any. I mean, I eat eggs. You have avoided tons of radiation, not meeting meat. Congratulations. Thank you. It reminds me of, if anybody's ever played, what was that game? The Oregon Trail. That sounds like a message that would be on the Oregon Trail. You rested your horse, and so now your horse is ready to go. Okay. Critics say that Venom is so bad that it might actually be good. I guess Venom is a movie. White adults who work with children apply racial stereotyping. Ooh, you feel that breeze? That feels really good. That's coming. What type of sandwiches you eat? Ooh, salad sandwiches like lettuce, tomato. I put cheese on sandwiches sometimes, but like yesterday, I had like the best little like wrapped in a tortilla. I had some leftover salad. It was tomato. It actually had apples in it. I don't always have apples in my salad, but black people should not eat fish. If I ever run from the cops again, we should make sure we don't glow in the dark, says at Ayapo Yapo. Bump. Ooh, is there cake or something sweet that I'm going to eat tonight? Um, I couldn't believe Moguldom put this as a headline, not necessarily a joke. Okay. That white adults who work with children of color apply racial stereotyping. Yes, sir, it wasn't a joke at all, says the Radical Sister 3. So I just feel like, isn't that obvious? Is that's in not news today. White folks are racist toward black people, children. White adults are racist toward black and brown children. Okay. I tried smiling at everyone all day. Here's how it affected my outlook on life. Have you ever tried? I don't know how it affected their outlook, but have you ever tried smiling at people? We need more proof. You know what I notice when I consciously smile at people? That some people who I look at and I'm like, ooh, they look really mean. And if I smile at them, they're probably going to be mean to me. And then I'm like, hi, just to like do it. They're usually like, hi, like, oh my God, I was wishing that somebody would smile at me. That's what it seems like their heart says. So have you ever gone around just smiling at people and being friendly to people and being kind to people and saying hello to people and greeting people? I mean, I'm just wondering because I think that we need to smile. No, black smiles matter. I think we need to smile at people more, smile at each other more, especially. I think we need, kindness and consideration, like I see you and I'm happy to see you and I care about you. You know what I mean? You're a crappy dude at Ayapo, says the Radical Sister. You laugh and joke all the time. Why won't Dallas officials release 911 call? Oops, I meant crybaby, crabby. Why won't Dallas officials release 911 call from police shooting of Botham Jean in his apartment? That's the woman who claims that she thought she was in her apartment and killed somebody because she thought it was an intruder. His name was Botham John. Jean. And the Dallas police won't release the 911 call. I wonder why. Because they haven't finished editing it yet. Is that why? Black child turned away from urgent care when staff doesn't believe her mother is white. So I think she was adopted and they're like, oh, that's not your mother, and they wouldn't treat her. That's not your child. That's coming off of the Grio. FEMA will test presidential alerts today at 2:18. This was a few days ago. I was on the road when the test came through. Did you get the presidential alert? I hear they only did it for a half hour, so if your phone was off for that half hour, you didn't get it. How do you feel about it? Someone told me they felt it was very intrusive, the idea of it. Life skills with a side of kale, helping homeless youth one salad at a time. Ayapo, crabby, Leroy Yappa. Ha ha ha, I made it back. Whoop, whoop. Welcome back, King. Woman wins $520,000 settlement after video of police letting dog attack her goes viral. That's coming off of the Grio. Again, I feel like it's the tip of the iceberg. For everyone that you see, it's a whole bunch that you don't see. For everyone who gets some money, it's a whole bunch that you see who don't get some money. I smile at melanated people. That's a win. Is that a win, Ayapo, that she got $520 and they let a dog attack her? Because I feel like that one person, that one settlement, theoretically, it has to be spread out among more than 520,000 of us who have been brutalized and abused and have gotten nothing for it, except for brutalization and abuse. Peter Humphreys, nobody can make you feel bad. That's beautiful, says the Radical Sister. I got that skit. They swore that Dag Obama would do it too, says King. Right, but I guess I'd let a dog chew on my leg for a while for a payout like that, says I. Shoot. And then you be having like weird things happening with your leg for the rest of your life. I just feel like I'd rather just have my leg and leave me alone. The Trump era is just weird. This whole country is weird. The history of this whole country. Peter Humphreys Clark, one of the most effective black abolitionists in Ohio. Peter Humphreys Clark. Oh, I'm starting to get hungry. Guinea-Bissau migrant shipwreck. Dozens feared dead. aid effort. So rest in peace to the people who maybe made their transition, all of the people who have made their transition trying to migrate, trying to immigrate, all of the people who have made their transitions in natural disasters, all of the people who have been murdered, all of the people who have lost people today, yesterday, over the last couple months. Just prayers out to people. Ain't no woman gonna want to hang with your wooden leg. Ayapo. Aid effort underway for Indonesia survivors. Redouane Faïd case, French gangster evaded police in Burqa, where you have yourself covered. Peru court reverses ex-president Alberto Fujimori's pardon. India Ganges rape video, 2 men arrested. So the woman was in the Ganges River, which is supposed to be like a holy place, like a spiritual place. Like, I think everybody know that's supposed to be like a holy place. And these people pulled the woman out the river to rape her. And she's like, honor the place, honor the mother, honor Mother Ganges. Why are you doing this here? And they just raped her. India. And it was a video. They took turns raping her and videoing it. And then they posted it, I think, on social media. What's wrong with the people? So prayers out to the woman who experienced that situation, and prayers out to all of the people who have been raped. Men, women, boys, and girls. There's a lot of evil that happens in India, says the radical sister. Yeah, there's a lot, like this world. Asia is sexually repressed AF. Yeah. Employees sue Detroit Enterprise car rental agency for discriminatory practices against black customers. How you gonna discriminate against black people in Detroit? I'm being a little smarmy, but I'm curious about this story coming off Legrio. I didn't hear about it in Detroit, and I didn't even read the article, but I'm curious about it. Broadway to premiere Tina Turner musical. I already said that. Who's getting the money from it, I wonder? Like, who's producing it? Who's getting the money from it? Like, just what's the story? Like, yeah. Follow the money. I'm curious. Namibia plans to take back land from white owners and ration it out to its black population. That's coming off the Grio. Yay, Namibia. Peru court reverses ex-president Alberto Fujimori's pardon. Facebook sued for allegedly enabling human trafficking. Detroit foodies help grow awareness of veganisms in cities, communities of color. I guess. I mean, I feel like the black folks in Detroit are some of the most food conscious people I know. Even people who are not vegan, vegetarian are very like food conscious in a certain way. But I guess you can always grow awareness of people wherever. We don't know too much about Namibia. No, we don't. But in Poem About My Rights by June Jordan, she says it's like Namibia. It's like so-and-so forcing into Namibia, forcing into this. I have to look up that line because Namibia is part of that poem, I believe. Tsunami devastation filmed from above. I think that has to do with Indonesia. I don't know if I like being vegetarian is more expensive, right? No, not to me. I don't do a lot of processed foods. Rice and beans are some of the cheapest things you can buy. So I feel like if you like buy rice and beans and oatmeal, you can eat very, very cheaply. You should augment that with fresh fruits and vegetables and eat as much fresh fruits and vegetables and quality foods as you can afford. But I feel like if you doing like low quality, low vibration stuff, you can do low quality, low vibration vegetarian stuff, higher vibration, higher quality, and cheaper than meat. That's what I think. If you do a lot of processed foods, make it yourself and it's cheaper than meat, right? If you do a lot of processed foods, that's expensive. Even if you do like stuff like seitan or veggie burgers and tofu, if you make your own stuff, it is, yeah. And I don't even bother to make it. I just cook it. It's delicious. And what hair? My hair used to be processed. Says at Yapa Yapa. And then the radical sister says, what hair? Video, Good Samaritan gives Stephon Clark's grandparents' home a makeover after fatal police shooting. That story kind of got on my nerves because I kind of feel like Your grandson has been shot and killed at your home, and then someone comes in and is like, "Oh, I'm sorry, your grandson was killed. We're gonna do a makeover." Like, I just kind of feel like, what the heck? I don't get it. I don't like it. California is the first state requiring public companies to have women on their boards. Mexico students versus the state. Anniversary of 1968 massacre reopens recent wounds. Dang, it's an hour and 54 minutes, and I don't know where I am. I'm going to keep going, though, because it's still light outside. So I'm going to keep going. I'm going to push forward until I look back around to the last story I did the last time that I was, which I think was 2 weeks ago. Somebody is saying it was a month ago, but I'm going to keep going. You're in a car, says at Ayapo Yapa. I am in a car. Gaza coding in a conflict zone. Nigerian tourism startups inspire millennials to travel local instead of choosing international trips. I like that. When I was in India, it seemed like a lot of people traveled around India. As a matter of fact, they had special tickets for tourists. So there were some places you would go to, and as soon as you got there, it was like you should buy tickets to return because they only had 2 or 3 tourist tickets. So if you didn't get your ticket to return, then when you went to return, they may not have a ticket for you as a tourist because the locals were already using all of the tickets. And that's the first priority. They only designate a few for tourists. And I feel like that would be good in Nigeria or wherever. You should always be like most loyal to yourself and your own. That's what I think. Habaragani. Kuji Chagalia. The Supreme Court dealt a major blow to a billionaire California venture capitalist who bought and closed a beach that had been open to the public. So the beach was open to the public. The venture capitalist bought it and then closed it. So where the people used to be able to go and swim freely, they weren't able to go. And then the Supreme Court dealt a major blow to that billionaire California person and said, no, the people can go to that beach. I wonder how the Supreme Court. It's a nice sunroof. Poor baby. The view is beautiful, isn't it? Devastation emerges from deadly Indonesia earthquake. At least 1,200 killed. Disaster agency says early detection system failed. So we talked about that again, but prayers out to the people who have made their transition, are making their transition again. There's a earthquake in Haiti. Rich Indian immigrants did that, bought that beach, says Sonia Sees. It should be public, but if they only knew he was doing them a favor closing that beach because of Fukushima, radiation, mess, and confusion. 2 more large earthquakes hit Indonesia days after devastating quake and tsunami killed scores of people in the north. Yep. October 2, 1967, Thurgood Marshall is sworn in as Justice of United States Supreme Court. I don't know very much about Thurgood Marshall, and I didn't see that movie. Was it Thurgood when it came out? Marshall? But I always had this impression that he was like an honorable, decent man, like a quality human being that as a black person I could be proud of, even though looking at him, I might think he's racially ambiguous, but we claim him as black, you know? And now it seemed like all of these people seem like pieces of boo-boo. Was he a piece of boo-boo and we just didn't know it? Wonder where all those folks gonna go that's on those ocean, all those wealthy folks. Sadly, he was a boule, says the radical sister, talking about Thurgood Marshall. Yeah, I don't know much about him. And Sonia Sees was talking about the wealthy folks in California and where they gonna go. Girl's racist poem sparks Germany row like a fight. Flying while black. Video catches racist white woman calling flight attendant Nigger before being thrown off of airplane. That came off the Grio. Amazon raising minimum wage for workers to $15 an hour. Indonesia tsunami. Death toll raises to nearly 1,350. Y'all know these stories are in reverse order, so they're getting older and older. New poll shows Stacey Abrams in tight race for Georgia governor. His legacy is gone as far as black people because both of his half Filipino sons married and procreated white. You talk about Thomas Thurgood Marshall? He was married to a Filipino woman. Was the plane in flight at the time? I hope. What plane? I missed that whole thing. I hope they threw her off in flight. I don't even know what I'm trying to move so fast. I done lost it. Now I'm looking back trying. Oh, flying while black. Oh, I know I'm going so fast. I'm like, what story was that? What they talk about? Because I'm like, it's an hour and 59 minutes and 58 seconds. We've been here for 2 hours. That kitten is so cute. It makes me want a kitten. I haven't had a kitten in so long. Kittens are so cute. Yeah, I don't think they threw the woman off the plane. Um, Thieves steal entire German vineyard. So the thieves came in and they took all of the grapes. Slow your roll. We ain't seen you in a while, but I got to go. So they just came in, they took all the grapes. They like, these are some good wine grapes, and we gonna take them and we gonna stomp them and make us some wine and make us some money. I guess that's what they did. US ends diplomatic visas for UN same-sex partners. Not your, but yo. Slow your roll. Did I say slow your roll? Slow your roll. Wait a second. Look. Okay. Hashtag parking lot Barbara. White woman calls police on Hispanic mother sitting in car with her child. All I saw was this headline, and I saw something in passing on Twitter, but I missed the whole story, so I still don't even know what happened, and that was a while ago. Tennis star Sloane Stephens has some choice words at the China Open for her latest opponent. Why? What happened? I don't know. Atlanta suburb votes to fire police chief accused of racial profiling. Everybody want to keep these devils here longer, shaking my head by giving them melanin. What were her choices? Sloane Stephens? Choices? Whose choices? Parking lot Barbara? Thieves? Whose choices? What a guan? What a guan? Ford asked for common language for self-driving cars. You know what? You said she had some choice words. Oh. I think I'm looping back to stories that we already did. They doing Sloan like Serena. Are they? Is Sloan the chocolate one or the biracial one? It's a whole group of them. Like I know Osaka is the one who's half Haitian, half Japanese. She's half Haitian, half Asian. But the other Sloan, I get which one is she the because one of them is chocolatey with straight hair. Um I keep typing and not cooking. um Okay, so I think we're looping back around to stories we've already done, but I'm going to keep going until I'm sure that we did them a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a month ago. The last time we got together, it was September 20th. The last time we got together was September 20th, so it definitely hasn't been a month. The language for self-driving, I can't. Okay, language for self-driving cars. Ford asked for a common language for self-driving cars, and somebody had some comment about that. So they're saying all of us self-driving car companies, let us work together so that the computers, I guess, can talk to each other. The language for self-driving cars should come to them automatically, said Ayapo. Automatically. That's kind of funny. That's clever. U.S. threatens to take out Russian missiles. Donna Strickland, the laser jock Nobel Prize winner. Yahoo Japan is shutting down the last remnants of GeoCities. Italy's migrant-friendly mayor of Riace, Domenico Lucano, arrested. Riace is the name of his community. I don't. Saudi woman barred from marrying a man who played musical instrument. In her community, they don't believe, I don't know if it's like he's a jazz player, like, like how some people would be like, well, we're religious and this person is like a jazz musician and they're like out in the bars late at night playing music. Why would they want to take out missiles? Can't they get dates with women? Um, so I don't know if that's like her community is like he's a jazz, like I don't, is it just because he plays a musical instrument that's like against their belief system? I didn't really understand, but the headline looked interesting to me. I wanted to know more, but I didn't want to know more enough to click the article to learn more. So embarrassing. Okay. FDA seizes marketing documents from e-cig maker Juul, Juul. I guess because, yeah, I don't remember. I think it's something janky, like the corporation is out here being a corporation. The people who run the corporation are running the corporation like people who run corporations, like they have no scruples. That's what I think that it is. Like they have no morals and no values other than making money. That's what I think it is. Amazon sets a high bar on wages. We've been talking about this $15 an hour. DNA victim. I wonder if self-driving cars come from Ohio would drive like crap too. Oh brother Ayapo, you killing me with corn. I know, right? And corn is a low vibration food. Don't nobody want no corn. Why don't you kill us with or feed us with broccoli or raw greens or cacao? Corn is a grain. It's a low vibration. To me, corn and white potatoes are like the same category of food. Hey, this is my A material. DNA victim testimony. Darnell Phillips served 28 years for a crime he didn't commit. Love potatoes. I'm just telling you what I think. I got something. All right, issue. I'm just telling you what I think. Based on what I've read, based on how it feels in my body, based on what I've seen, that's my theory. Corn and white potatoes. And then they're so ubiquitous, they're everywhere. So that also makes me suspicious. It's like French fries, potato chips, um, cornstarch, high fructose corn syrup, corn chips, corn salsa. It just seems like they're everywhere. I know you should avoid white foods, but I just feel like when stuff is all over the place, it makes me suspicious. Uh, anyway. So prayers out to Darnell Phillips, who served 28 years for a crime he didn't commit. Again, potatoes are riddled with pesticides. Got to go organic if you're going to deal with white potatoes. Potatoes, period. Okay, good reminder. It's just the tip of the iceberg. If you figure there's one person who gets off, who there's a lot of people in jail for crimes they didn't commit. A lot of them are black people. If one person gets off from DNA evidence, there's thousands, millions who don't get off from DNA evidence. One who gets off from DNA evidence, there are others who have DNA evidence who don't get off. I feel like it's just the tip of the iceberg. But prayers out to Darnell Phillips, and hallelujah that he has gotten free. I feel like 28 years is a long time. He's gotten free. He don't get his time back. He doesn't get his life back. Do you know how much you could have, like, how much of life has happened in 28 years that you were behind bars, being controlled by other people and run by other people and not free? How do you even compensate somebody for 28 years? How do you even begin to compensate somebody for 28 years? You can't compensate me. How would you compensate me for 28 years? How much money could you pay me for 28 years of my daggone life? Um, yeah, so dash cam video shows Dallas police brutalizing black family with taser after they called for help. That's coming off of the Grio. HBCU students protest after student killed by security guard. Outspoken NYPD sergeant says he was blocked from promotion because he stands by Colin Kaepernick. And in Mississippi, they are complaining they need more prisoners to keep them open, says Sonia Sees. All of these private prisons are probably steadily trying to keep themselves open. Nigerian media mogul named among Financial Times top 100 global female executives. Who is this Nigerian media mogul? What's her name? I don't know. It's coming off of Moguldom. Dear mainstream media, Christine Blasey Ford isn't more sympathetic or credible than Anita Hill, says the Grio.com headline. Grio Good News Report. Melissa Butler, CEO of the Lip Bar. This woman is from Detroit, and she has some nice Nigerians are corrupt, though. I'm sure some of them are, like some Americans are corrupt. She has this nice lipstick. The colors are really, some of the colors are really interesting. The saturation is really nice. She's from Detroit, I think. And I think she went on the Shark Tank and they were like, bruh, you'll never be successful. And she's doing relatively well, $1 million for each year. Is that how much you could compensate me for a year of my life? I don't even know. I'd rather just have my life. They are famous around the world for their corruption, says Sonia Sees. Okay. So I don't know what Melissa Butler did, but yay! 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Time can get you money, but money can't get you time. Oh, I feel like I'm breaking down right before my very eyes. So claps up to Melissa Butler. We ain't clapped up for nobody, so we gonna clap up for her. Congratulations, girl. World's most expensive shoes at 17 million go on sale. That's coming off of the Grio. Police finally forced family to remove offensive Halloween decoration of lynched black man. Church sex abuse. I was forced to swim naked with our. We've been talking about this whole Catholic Church having sex with children. Was it a pair of flip-flops for 17 million? The pedophilia in the Catholic Church, and like how it must be part of the you want me to bring you some it must be part of the it's part of their system. It's part of how they train people. It's part of how they recruit people. I mean, if it's not systematic, then how is it so widespread, and how did it last for so long? If that's not part of what they're selling to people and what they're offering to people. Become a priest and you'll have access to raping little children. That's how it feels to me. I mean, I don't really know how else to explain it. If something's not part of your value system, then how is it part of your system just for so long and so deeply embedded and so across the world? It doesn't make sense to me. I lost my place. So, Habaragani. Do you know what the word for today is? It means self-determination. It's a pedophilic system for the priests and the nuns and missionaries across the world. Teach, Sister Angela. There's a fool for everything, says Sonia Sees. And Sonia Sees said it's a pedophilic system. Right, and that's exactly what it seems like. Like, yeah. Kujichagulia. Yes, Kujichagulia. Self-determination. Naming yourself. Okay, I'm still trying to find where I was. Uh-oh. I'm moving so fast, my articles are running out. But they're not really running out. Because I think I got to, you're in a car. I think I got to, why do you keep saying that? I don't get the joke. I think I got to September 29th, and I think the last time we talked was September 20th. So I only have 9 more days to go. Can y'all hear that breeze? You can see the trees moving. Quakertown, a vibrant black town demolished for its embarrassment to a white college. Malia Obama appears in New Dakota's music video. I'm like, who is New Dakota's? This child seems to be very white identified culturally. Like, I guess children go through what they go through, and you have to like give them space and time to be themselves. But it seems like, who are the New Dakotas? Is this a black group? Does she identify as black? Isn't her boyfriend white? Look, my voice is all high pitched. I'm like, I mean, your children, yeah. I don't know. Like, I remember when I was 10 years old and I wanted to get a perm, and my mother was like, no, you have beautiful hair, or whatever. When I wanted to get a perm, my mother was like, no, we don't believe in straightening hair, and and I was like, I just want to have a perm. And I bet you my mother felt like, dang, this is really, really jacked up. I felt my child. She's going to be white. She's never going to love herself. She's never going to get it together. Life is awful. It's so depressing. I had to go through what I went through in order to get to clarity about who I was. I had to go through my own process, even though my mother had implanted certain. But have her parents, like, what's going on with the child? Y'all know who the Dakotas are? I'm just saying. The New Dakotas are nerdy white boy band. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know what's up with that child. I don't know. She is 1/4 white, at least. DC principal caught on tape mocking students' sexual assault claims. Your hair is beautiful. Oh, thank you. You're saying that because I was talking about the perm and everything. Thank you. Look, and it's soft too. I started using about 4 days ago avocado oil. I'm very random in what I use in my hair. If I have olive oil at hand, I use olive oil. If I have shea butter by me, I use shea butter. At home, I have castor oil. I'll use castor oil. I got some avocado oil. This is the first time I ever used avocado oil. But last night I washed it and I just put some avocado oil on it, and it's not greasy at all, but it's like I can feel it feels different. I used to have hair too, Ayapo, says Sonia sees. um, so I don't know what kind of principal mocks a student sexual assault claims. I don't know if I don't know what the context is. Even if you think that they're lying, I just feel like professionally there's a way that you handle things. I'm just like, what? 17 people charged in a string of Apple store robberies. And I think they were very organized and concerted efforts. Secret life of rare antelope revealed, like the secret life of plants. Doesn't Stevie Wonder have an album called The Secret Life of Plants? Facebook security breach, up to 50 million accounts attacked. I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing because Ayapo said, I bet your hair was beautiful at Sonya Sees. Fish. White Metro Nashville police officer charged with criminal homicide of 25-year-old black man. Yes, it was. Thanks, says Sonya Sees. Do New York City, so prayers out to the child, the 25-year-old young person who died, who made his transition. I don't know anything about this situation. I don't know anything about it, but prayers out to the young man and his family and his community and to all of us. Malia Obama is a bad wench in training, says Brother Danubian. Do New York City police unfairly stop young black men? This is coming off the BBC. Now, this story I might expect to come off the BBC. I don't think it's sincere even coming off the BBC. But if one of the black blogs was posting it or news sources, I'd be like, what kind of dumb skit is that? I still think it's dumb coming from them, but I can understand it. Michelle's brother married white, says Sonya Sees. Oh, so that might be part of their value system. I don't know. F-35 fighter jet program suffers first crash. The morning after, Facebook got hacked. I won't ask permission to take a stand. I won't ask permission to take a stand. Naomi Wadler, 11, honored for speech denouncing gun violence against Black girls. Okay. Someone launched a Save Elon online store selling tote bags and bathing suits to raise money for Elon Musk after the SEC sued him. I wish that I would donate money to Elon Musk or to any rich white person. I wish I would. Milwaukee boy 12 dies trying to save brothers from house fire. So prayers out to they had that girl training with Harvey Weinstein. Says sign you sees about Michelle Obama's child. Milwaukee boy 12 dies trying to save brothers from house fire. What a fool he is, and all those donating to him. Send him to Mars now. Right, says the radical home sister about Elon Musk. So prayers out to the Milwaukee boy 12 who died. It's admirable that he was trying to save his brothers from a fire. It seems like a lot of times, or not a lot of times, but it does seem like I see more and more stories. He's an African Boer, talking about Elon Musk. I see more and more stories of fathers trying to save and children and brothers trying to save siblings. And this is coming off the griot. I'm assuming these are Black folks. So just prayers out, and congratulations. If you're going to die, what an honorable way to die, even at the age of 12, trying to save your siblings. Alabama student suspended ban for hanging nooses, plural, on campus. Employee fired for offensive tweet. That's coming off the griot. Indonesia tsunami. Aftershocks rock Palu day after disaster. N-word style. Ex-LA fitness worker complaint after racist comments about hair. I guess they said she's wearing her hair Nigger style. I guess I'm wearing my hair Nigger style. And if you're Black, why wouldn't you wear your hair in a style that is in alignment with your Blackness? Real Housewives of Potomac star Michael Darby charged with sexual assault against cameraman. I think he's grabbed his butt and said, "You're cute," or something like that. Pollution threatens future of killer whales. Christopher James Priest, the first Black editor and writer in comics. Adultery no longer a criminal offense in India. Ethiopia Meskel Festival. Bonfires, robes, and crosses. Meskel. What is a Meskel festival? Congo to boycott UN meetings about the country. Congo is like, I don't want you don't talk about us. Don't worry about our problems. We'll worry about our problems. That's what it seemed like the Congo was saying to me. University of Minnesota awards honorary degree to Prince. China, #MeToo, why one woman is being sued by TV star she accused. You're going too fast. Police chief stabbed to death in southern France. So prayers out to that person who made their transition. Pakistan auctions off ex-PM Nawaz Sharif's buffaloes. I think we were talking about this auction because they were auctioning off cars. Now they auctioning off buffaloes. Is this the same auction? Is this the same person's stuff? The ex-prime minister Nawaz Sharif, his buffaloes. How many buffaloes did he have? I wonder how much a buffalo is worth. 100, 1,000? How much is a cow worth? 200 or 300, 1,000? It probably depends on the cow. The breed, status of the cow within the breed, her melanin will be destroyed within 10 years. What's he doing with them buffaloes, says Sonia Sees. Professor and television host Melissa Harris Perry revealed she was raped in 2016. How many people have been raped and haven't talked about it? Byron Allen orders 650 new half-hour episodes of 5 court series. I don't know what Byron Allen is out here doing. Didn't he buy the Weather Channel? What is this court series? 5 new court series, 650 new episodes. That's like 100 something episodes per series. What are the court series? Are the court series like Judge Judy? What's I don't know. I didn't read the article. It's coming off the Grio. So if anybody read it, know what's up, let us know. No one wants to work with him. Really? Says Sonia Sees. Oh, I have hope because he's black. A high school athletic director who said girls ruin everything has been put on leave, but many students are supporting him. 50 million Americans live below the official poverty line. Here are some of the poorest towns in every U.S. state. Couldn't care less about Allen. All his money will end up going to his white wife. That money will not go to our community. I mean, the white media, says Sonia Sees, doesn't want to work with Byron Allen. And Ayapo said that his money will not go to the black community. Well, maybe he's going to leave endowments for the black community. Maybe he's investing all of his resources in helping and serving the black community. It is kind of confusing, though, when somebody is married to a white person, when somebody black is married to a white person in that way. Like, I always feel like it's a way to filter resources. No, it's a way to filter, says Yapo Yapo. I love that you said his white wife. I feel like it's a way to filter resources back from the black community back into the white community. And then we were talking about, like, a lot of these children, when they are biracial, or, you know, kind of have that consciousness, then they're more likely, like somebody we were talking about today. Who was it? You said his half Filipino children have married white. It seems like just like when we were looking at Diana Ross's grandchildren, and it's like there were 5 children. How many was it? 5 or 10 grandchildren, and it was like one you could identify as black. The rest of them basically look white. It seemed like they seem inclined to go whiter and whiter and whiter. It doesn't seem like 50-50, like I'm biracial and my sibling is biracial and I like black people and I identify black, and she likes white people and she identifies white. It seemed like everybody want to go white, or most people. I don't know. That's just what it seems like. Is that wrong? Is 99.9% chance they'll marry white, says Sonia Sees. If there are melees, I don't know what that means. Man arrested for chasing after his plane on the tarmac of the Dublin airport because he missed his flight. Oh, if they're male, it's a 99.9% chance they'll marry white. So he missed his plane, and then he was on the tarmac running after it like, wait for me. Diana Ross's family is turning white and will soon be transparent. No trace of her will be left in another generation, says Ayapo Yapa. Yep, the children are materialistic before they're spiritual, says the radical home sister. And the comment went away. I can't read anymore at this moment. So I'm like, what kind of airport is it? And I have been to some small airports where you could actually be on the tarmac. But I feel like even if you're chasing after the plane, they become addicted to the white parent who represented the rich half, says the radical sister. Diana's sons were billionaires, says Sonia Sees. But even if you were to be able to run after the plane on the tarmac, do you think it would stop? I guess if it's a small airport, they might be like, oh, that's my girl Angela. Let me stop the plane. Come on, girl, get on the plane. You late? Girl, you better be on time next time. Don't be being late for my plane. But anyway, that's not what happened in this situation. The man was arrested for chasing after his plane on the tarmac of the Dublin airport because he missed his flight. 800,000 people died from the flu last winter, the highest number in over 40 years. Her daughter with Berry Gordy looks just like her. She married black and is a jazz singer and actress, says Sonia Sees. Talking about Diana Ross's daughter? Okay. I think, I don't know if it's true, but my theory is that it seemed like every time somebody say they got the flu shot, then they get the flu. I'm like, I think the flu shot gives you the flu. That's my theory. So they're like, we have the highest number in over 40 years of people with the flu. I'm like, that's because y'all out here pushing the flu shot, pushing it, because that's y'all want people to get the flu. And by y'all, I mean they and them. You know who I'm talking about. To the 800,000 or the 80,000 people who died from the flu last winter. Keep yourself well, drink plenty of water, add some lemon or lime to it, especially try to make it organic. Drink plenty of water. If you weigh 100 pounds, 50 ounces a day, maybe 100 or 150 ounces. If you weigh 200 pounds, drink at least 100 ounces of water a day, maybe 200 ounces of water a day. Drink plenty of water, eat plenty of raw fruits and vegetables. Get you some cayenne pepper in your system and some garlic and some real ginger. What else? Walk, exercise, move your body. Keep peeing. Yeah, keep peeing. Yeah, keep peeing. That means stuff is moving through. Don't let no stuff get up in you and just stagnate and sit up in there and post up and make you sick. Keep the stuff flowing. I mean, I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying. New face? Who this? Kay What's Her Face makes transracial debut. This is coming off of Straight from the View. So I guess Kay Michelle, she called her Kay What's Her Face. I guess Kay Michelle done got a facelift and she's saying she transracial. I don't know. I didn't see the pictures. I don't. Gay Zimbabwe teacher resigns after death threats. Infanticide in Kenya. I was told to kill my disabled baby. Would you kill your baby because it's disabled? In case you missed it, Be Fabulous You, Sister Angela, you got to watch the breakdown I did on the flu and the Spanish flu. I didn't see it, but yeah, I need to watch it. After the Spanish flu, after Kim Kardashian got Trump to release, oh yeah, you gonna put it in the comments? Now the only problem is that I don't think these comments show up anymore after the feed, so they really need to go in the comments of the actual video, because I don't think they show up in the feed anymore. Like, I think when you're watching a live stream, maybe I have to go in and reset my settings, but I can't see my comments don't seem to be active anymore. After Kim Kardashian got Trump to release her, Alice Marie Johnson visits teen girls in juvenile detention. They scamming everyone. Don't fall for it. Let me get it. Says Sonia Sees, they scamming everyone. And now I saw that Kanye is supposed to be meeting with Trump next week. Like, anybody gives it, like, who cares? I want some soup. Let me hurry up and get finished with this. AI camera can spot guns and alert law enforcement. Hey, Dark Void, welcome on the chat. They want accolades. Well, they can have my acetapolis. They can't even have that. Zimbabwe elephant tramples German tourist to death. Surprise! Beyonce and Jay-Z award $100,000 scholarship to Arizona student. Netherlands police arrest foil major terrorist attack. Animals hate whites, says at Sonia Sees. Was she black? I don't know. The Arizona student, I don't know anything about it. The planet hates them. The whole planet. Netherlands police arrest foil major terrorist attack. Who that? What that noise? Somebody's car was making noise. The sun too. Google Images will display creator and credit information in terms of like pictures. Like, this picture was taken by Angela. Like, they're giving artists more credit. That's the type of story it is. O.J. Simpson on Bill Cosby sentencing. He will be a target in prison. So this is also a reminder, if you're just jumping on the chat now, once the video is uploaded, you can go back and listen to everything you missed. You don't have to be concerned because you're late, because you're not late, you right on time. And if you have to leave, you don't have to be concerned because you have to leave early, because you can always come back and watch it later at your convenience. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Ain't nobody going back. Italy's populists agree budget to abolish poverty. Oh, they want to abolish poverty in Italy. Canada's MPs vote to strip Aung San Suu Kyi of honorary citizenship. MP, not military police. Members of Parliament. Canada's members of Parliament vote to strip the woman with the Rohingya, they talk about the Rohingya genocide, of her citizenship honorary. eBay offers low-cost wireless plans to go with your phone purchase. So you buy a phone off of eBay, they got a plan for you. SEC sues Tesla CEO Elon Musk for fraud, wants him out of there. Voting machines are still plagued with vulnerabilities as midterms loom. It's so shocking and surprising. Not. This is not news. eBay plan on ripping you off. Change of identity. Macedonians to vote on new name. Baby Shark. Toddler tune taking over the world. Has anybody heard this toddler tune, Baby Shark? I don't know. It's taking over the world, though, according to this headline. Oh, my God. We're just at September 26th. We got to hurry up. South Africa, anger after girl raped in restaurant. Oh, my gosh. So prayers out. She was raped in a restaurant. White fans hurl racial slurs and fight at Chicago Cubs game, ruining Hispanic Heritage Night. White folks sure know how to ruin some stuff. Times Square killer claims during hearing the idea of interracial relationships led him to target black men. That Baby Shark song is annoying. Oh, so somebody has heard it. It's 6 years old, the Baby Shark song. So Dark Void has heard the Baby Shark song, and I think Radical Sister is saying it's 6 years old. If I've heard it, I don't know it. Maybe I heard it and I didn't know. Oh, that's the Baby Shark song. Oh, the little girl who was raped was 6 years old in the restaurant? Oh my gosh. Ayapo says he's heard the song. So prayers out to, being raped at no age it's never productive to be raped. I don't know when it adds value. I don't know. I guess theoretically anything can add value to your life, but like a 6-year-old, oh my God. I didn't know. Yeah. That's really, really disturbing. Judge drops 119 cases after Florida deputy investigated for planting drugs. Again, the tip of the iceberg. If they're dropping 119 cases that they were able to put their hands on, imagine how many cases have not been dropped, but where drugs have been planted. Just imagine. We can't even count the numbers. Man under fire for hanging Colin Kaepernick Dow in barbershop. Mila Granson taught hundreds of slaves to read and write with Midnight School. We're going to say enslaved Africans to read and write with Midnight School. Corrupted Florida at it again, says Dark Void. Was it in Florida? Yep, in Florida. It just seems slavery never ended. I don't think it did. I think it just shifted shape and form. If the student isn't black, they're coon, says Brother Danubian. Viewpoint, world's biggest ID scheme, Aadhaar still poses risk. I think that has something to do with India. Parents sue teacher for pressuring their son into sex for good grades. Ayapo Yapo says it never ended. I'm assuming referring to the enslavement of Africans. Free NYC art exhibit. Museum of Broken Windows brings powerful examples of police abuse to life. Exactly, says the radical sister. They changed the word from slavery to modern life and incarceration and right, all this other stuff. A seal slapped a kayaker in the face with a giant octopus, and someone caught it all on camera. So it's like the animals are like, y'all people get on my nerves. Smack. So, octopus, a seal had an octopus and slapped a kayaker in the face. How did the octopus feel about it? Was the octopus like, yeah, use me? Ugh, we can't stand them. Trump calls Kurdish journalist Mr. Kurd during freewheeling press conference. Freewheeling press conference. Why countries print money outside their slapped him silly. Seally. Dun dun. Now that one was actually pretty good. That was good. Animals ganging up on them. Yeah, I hope the animals were working together. I hope the octopus wasn't like, what the? Why you use me to hit him? Or, I hope the octopus was like, yeah, okay, I'm ready. Or whatever. Norway backs down in child protection scandal. Port Moresby, the world's most dangerous city to be a woman. I've never heard of Port Moresby. Moresby. Hyderabad homes and pavements made from used plastic bags. Animals are our friends. Maybe I'll quit eating them, says Sonia Sees. On the trail of Uganda's illegal beauty cream smugglers. Taller plants moving into warmer Arctic. Indiana school bus driver fired for letting kids drive. Hey, Information Man Show. Good to see you too. Good to be seen. Letter from Africa. Why I was sentenced to 5,000 years in jail. That seal knew what he was doing. He only needed to swing once, and he hit that fool 8 times. That's pretty good. Could robots be a job creator instead of a job taker in Southeast Michigan? In pictures, politicians taking babies to work. I like to see that. I don't know what it is. I like when women have children at work. I like to see children like out in the world and interacting with people. Bye, sis. You leaving, Sonia Seas? Don't go. I'm go finish. I promise you, I'm go be finished soon. But you can always come back and catch it. Peace, radical sister. Oh, are you leaving? Oh, you're leaving. No, don't go. I missed all of that. I'll stay. Okay, good. I'm gonna hurry up. Gujarat lion deaths. What killed 11 big cats? I don't know. 11 lions killed? That sounds kind of serious. That's coming off of the BBC. I'm kind of curious about it. But I was saying I like to see like children and people like just part of like normal life. Like not all of the children isolated and in schools and away from people. And, like I just feel like let's just all be, we all part of the same family, culture, society. L'Oreal Paris named Sudanese model Ducky Thought as the new global ambassador. Ducky is that very, very chocolate woman. Her sister was a model as well. She's very, very chocolate too. She's from the Sudan. Yeah, they're Sudanese. But her sister is a big YouTube star, and she's married to a white man, and they have 2 or 3 white children. But Ducky is dating the guy from Queen Sugar, I believe, like the Karobi, the baby brother who get on everybody's nerves. Aww. So anyway, she's got a new Kofi. Yeah, she got a new, I guess, gig. Is it good news? I like to see black people. I like to, yeah. Family pays tribute to Botham Jean as he's laid to rest in native St. Lucia. Again, rest in peace to Botham Jean. A South Sudanese had a white baby. A South Sudanese woman who's Ducky's big sister, who was a model as well, is married to a white guy. I think he's Australian, and they have biracial children. You can find them on YouTube. I can't remember her name. But that her little sister, rest in peace to that young man, Botham Jean, just killed in your own home, just minding your business, watching TV, eating whatever you do in your own home. and somebody come in and kill you. White teen charged with hate crime for putting noose around black student's neck. These 12 incredible close-ups of ice formations in Alaska show the stunning beauty of frozen water. 10 days after Florence came ashore, more rain is causing fresh chaos in South Carolina, where rivers keep rising and 8,000 people have been told to evacuate. Ryanair CEO says he will see pilotless planes in the next 40 to 50 years. Like we have cars that don't have drivers, driverless cars, will have pilotless planes. I guess that's all part of the wave of the future. Y'all feel safe? Y'all feel good? We happy? Can we fight it? Can we stop it? What we gonna do? These 3D printed homes can be built for less than $4,000 in just 24 hours. Now that sounds economical. Are they solid? How long do they last? Has anyone lived in one? Has anyone visited one, seen one? What do we think about them? $4,000 for a home, less than 24 hours? First street sexual harassment fine imposed in France. President Donald Trump gets unexpected laugh at United Nations. I think that's when he was saying that he was bigly smart and everything. This is how the Rothschilds hope to get goods and services without pesky people trying to kill them. Automation, says the radical home sister. Detroit police chief fires white officer who made reference. They just kill all the people, says the radical sister 3, made reference to zoo animals. So there's a white officer who worked in Detroit. He referred, I guess, to the black people, to us, as the zoo animals, and the Detroit police chief fired them. I was building my house using a 3D printer, but it only got half built. I ran out of ink. But Iraqi human rights activist shot dead in Basra. Seattle moved, so prayers out to that person. They are used to having no soul, says Sonia Sees. Seattle moves to vacate hundreds of marijuana convictions over a 14-year period. So they're basically saying the black people who got convicted of possession of marijuana, we're going to vacate those sentences. Like well, you can't undo them because you can't go back and give me my time. But I guess they're going to try to wrong somewhat they're going to try to right somewhat some of their wrongs. Hey, 77 Trouble. Hey, family. So I don't know what's going on in Seattle. That's a relatively old story. Evelyn Braxton devastated by Tamar's devastation claims. Her pain is my pain. Molestation, rape, the things that people go through. And a lot of times when people are like cuckoo crazy and act like they have issues, it's because they do have issues. Uber pledges to cap trip pricing during major emergencies. So I guess now if you're trying to get out of town and it's like an emergency, Uber, I don't know if they charge you extra or if they're like, you're trying to get from, you're stuck in traffic because everybody's trying to evacuate and we're just going to be charging you whatever. But then the person who's driving, how do they get compensated for their time? But anyway, they're pledging to cap the prices so that during major emergencies, it's better for the customers. Now, I don't know about their drivers, but anyway. Little Liberia, thriving African-American community of Bridgeport, Connecticut. This Is Us Season 3. Welcome to the return of Randall, Beth, and the rest of the messy Pearson family. This Is Us. I haven't seen it. Texas superintendent resigns after racist black quarterback remark. These people know they got some commentary to make. They just be out here saying the most. Just saying the most. Sanaa Lathan reveals horrible treatment by famous Hollywood actress. Upstate New York bar stands by racist dress code. Fentanyl crisis. Is China a major source of illegal drugs? Black people, get away from me. Sorority investigated for alleged racial comments. UN agencies U-turn after unpaid internships roll. The people are like, I can't work for free. I gotta have money. The only people who can work for free are wealthy white people. So you're biased against me and you're biased toward wealthy white people because those are the only people who can move up in your systems, in your institutions, because their parents and their history, family history of the enslavement of African people have allowed them the freedom and the financial resources to do things like work for free. I can't work for free. I need to get paid. I've been working for free for generations upon generations upon generations. That's why y'all have all these resources. Pay me. Pay me. That's what I think that the whole internship at the UN thing was about. But it's not just limited to the UN. It's like the whole system. A lot of these systems are set up and biased in that way toward white people. They're all biased toward white people, but in that way also. Cameroon atrocity, finding the soldiers who killed this woman. Will organic revolution boost farming in Africa, in India? I don't know. Fat in one part of your body is particularly dangerous for your health. Here's what an exercise scientist says you can do about it. I think that it's belly fat that's particularly dangerous. I once read this article that it's like if you've gained weight around your waist, like from high school to now, then it's like it's a health hazard. But some people say it's not a health hazard for them. They have big bellies and they're perfectly healthy. I don't know. We're learning more about which carbs you should never cut from your diet. 3D gun advocate Cody Wilson, accused of sex with minor, is jailed in Texas after police say he fled to Taiwan. Porsche is the first German car maker to drop diesel. Nigerian pirates kidnap 12 crew from Swiss cargo ship. Swiss voters reject fair food plans. I don't know what that means. That's old. America's trucker shortage is a crisis you may not have noticed, but we all depend on drivers who are underpaid and overworked. And not only do we depend on them, but we be on the road with these people and they under stress. It's dangerous to be out here with some of these truckers. The longest running SLN Saturday Night Live cast member in history might be leaving the show. Here's why. It's that young guy from Good Burger. Malik, my little brother, that used to be his favorite character. I can't remember the child's name. Officials keep talking about intervening in Venezuela, and it's drawing an ominous comparison. Library sit-in 1935, 5 black men denied library cards. Did you know October is Black History Month too? 3D gun distributor Cody Wilson deported to the U.S. White House downplays talk of executive order targeting internet bias. The Chinese storyteller loved by millions. That's coming off the BBC. I don't know who it is. Long Watch. What drives a mother to cross South America on foot? The killers caught by their families' DNA. Switzerland considers tighter rules on sustainable fair food. Abhilash Tomi, rescue mission to reach injured Indian sailor. Maldives election, votes cast in controversial poll. Will Modicare be a success in India? Maybe that's like Medicare, but Indian Medicare. Australia fruit scare, needles found in New Zealand strawberries. Black History Month in England, they are now trying to end it to include other group in a diversity month. Oh, says Sonia sees. Iran's Rouhani fumes at U.S. after Al-Vaz parade attack. Rare double-headed snake found in garden in Virginia. New York City woman accused of gruesome stabbing attack at daycare center. Study says Black Twitter is putting words in our mouth, literally. Black Twitter is so creative. I love Twitter. I don't get to be on Twitter as much as I want to be, but Twitter is very interesting to me. 127 dead after Tanzanian ferry capsizes on Lake Victoria. So prayers out to the people who made that transition. That was back September 23rd. So those people, their families and their communities, and to all people who are seeking a better life. and are forced from their country due to colonialism and imperialism and bullshit. Saturday Night Live gets new black comic for its new season. The woman who narrowly escaped the alleged Border Patrol serial killer said he grew enraged after she mentioned her murdered friend. He out here killing people, and he mad because he out here killing people, but he mad. I guess he killing people, so that he's mad. But I'm just saying, why you mad? You enraged? You done killed a person. She enraged because her friend is dead. Please get rid of the unfunny, coonish Leslie Jones, says Sonia Sees. 4 Russian spy planes fly past Alaska. It's the 3rd time this month. Russian military aircraft have done so. Afghan children killed in police station bomb blast. So prayers out to those children and their families and community. Lake Victoria, Tanzania ferry disaster. Survivor found in air pocket. China Catholic bishops historic deal with Vatican reached. Is this over some more sodomy and pedophilia? Will Smith, LeBron James, Jon Stewart join Dave Chappelle in surprise comedy show in LA. More fake diploma claims for Spanish university. Amazon smart plugs put Alexa in every power socket. Say her name, 9-year-old Somali Deka Dahir killed by soldiers trying to clear a road. Dave Chappelle has turned coon, says Sonia Sees. Earliest animal fossils are identified. The prospect of no people living in extreme poverty. Can you imagine a world where no people live in poverty? India killing. My father ordered my husband's murder. Can you imagine? Yes, you can. Can you imagine your father ordering your husband dead? The world's 3 biggest airlines have all raised their checked baggage fees. These airlines and they fees, they just be nickeling and diming you the heck out of you. Texas couple accused of keeping an African girl as a slave for more than 16 years. Yeah, I bet you it's an African couple. I bet you that. This is coming off a feed proxy. I don't know, but I don't know. Okay. Mexico's president-elect grounded on course. So prayers out to the person who, and all people who are enslaved, and to this person in particular in Texas. I'm curious about this article. Ooh, my head is itching. I'm curious about that because it seems like there's like something called, I don't know. Power of 5, NAACP calls on Black voters nationwide to register 5 people and get them to the polls. And then this is when you order someone's death, do you ask for fries with that? Says Ayapo Yapa. If that's not a joke, is it? We're looping back to where we were before. Dang. Oh, my timer. Okay, so we're at 3 hours. It took me 3 hours. But this is never forget Rekia Boyd, shot and killed by an off-duty white police officer. So again, prayers out to Rekia Boyd. They're also enslaving African immigrants who knew very little about the modern world from remote villages. Okay, here I go. I love you all. I love you. I love you all too. Thank you so much for being here. Today is the best day ever. Habaragani, Kuji Chagalia, self-determination. What are you determining for yourself? What is your culture? How is your life and your values, and how are your choices reflecting your culture and your beliefs? And how does your life and how you spend your money and how you spend your time and how you surround yourself and what you spend your time on, how does that reflect who you are and who you determine you are? Not because society determines you are, but who you determine you are. Not what you grew up with, but what you choosing for you. It's not an accident that we're all here together. It's on purpose. Whether we're here together literally or virtually, it's a blessing. You are blessed. You are a blessing. I thank you so much for being here. You are the greatest. You are the number one. Stella. the number one stiller, the number one stunner, stiller of my heart. You are the number one stiller of my heart, but you're the number one stunner. Today is the best day ever. Did I already say that? Well, if I said it, I'm saying it again. And you are the greatest. So you don't have to leave. You don't have to leave the channel. Explore the channel. Check out some of my videos. Check out some of my playlists. You don't have to leave YouTube. But we do got to get the heck up out of here. Excellent show, Angela. Much love. Hey. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous. You. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous. You. Who you gonna be if you ain't you? Who we gonna be if we ain't we? Who you gonna be if you ain't you? Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous. You. Peace. That's that real bad singing, like that real good singing. Peace. Thank you for being here. Bye. I mean, later.